Boom. Howdy, fam. Anthony Johnson here today, CEO of the Redman Group, founder of 21 Studios, 21 Convention, 22 Convention, 21 University, 10,000 other things on the internet, including Make Women Great Again. Today is episode 153 of the Redman Group. I got a special guest today. It's going to be a one-on-one kind of show. We will take questions throughout the show from the chat, but mostly it's going to be me and him having kind of an interview here, a conversation about the manosphere, about men, about masculinity, about the frauds and these other fucking losers in our space. So before we get into that, today's sponsor is actually a new movie coming out. It's a really exciting movie coming to home theaters very soon on 4K Ultra HD DVD. Check it out. Frauds in the Hood. I'm really excited for this. Stars a couple buddies of mine, as you know, these triplets of idiots. And starring Amru Fraudal, Simp CEO, and the Shart Father, aka the Shart Mama, Donovan Shart. So check it out. It's coming to stores soon, probably Best Buy, Walmart, and everything like that. It's going to be a hot movie, hottest movie of the year, I hear, at the end of the year here. So without further ado, though, from our sponsor here, please let me welcome to the show for the first time, Paul from the War Room. How you doing, man?
You savage, brother.
Thanks, man. Yep, no holds barred, man. So before we even get more into the show, man, I want to show off your channel. Just make sure everybody subscribes to it. So Paul here runs a channel. It's got thousands of followers and stuff. It's been blowing up this year. And he runs an awesome channel. I really love reposting his content. He lets us publish his videos sometimes. And man, you run great content, man. I love it. And I hope everyone watching subscribes to your channel immediately. Link in the description, all that good stuff.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate I really appreciate your support, man. You've actually helped propel my channel forward quite a bit this year. Like you said, it's been a pretty good year, and it's been for the same reason. I mean, the reason you shared the videos is because we see the same things, and just to stamp out some of the same bullshit. So I appreciate you. Appreciate the support.
Yeah, man, the Manosphere to me is a really awesome space. I really love it. It's been a massive part of my life. That's an understatement for 15, 16 years now, since I was a kid. And I want to see it do better and better over time, not become this swampy shithole.
Right.
And I really think it's actually gotten worse over the years, having watched it for almost 20 years now. And that's sad, and we need to clean it up. And I think to do that is what I do, and what you do is a major part of that, which is being explicit, overt, calling people out by name for being just fraudulent fucking losers. There's not enough of that. Yeah, getting strikes. Yeah, they come after you. They'll fight back. But because they're like animals in a corner, you corner them this way. When you call them out, when you call evil by its name, or these scammers and shit, they hate it.
Well, the deal with these dudes are, a lot of these guys, it's when you don't have shit and then you get a little bit of something, you can tell a lot about what a person is when they get money, or they get clout or get following or anything like that. You can tell a lot about that. And a lot of these dudes in this space have taken some work and just regurgitated and repackaged it and talked to different, I guess, sections of losers, man. Every batch of loser talks a different tone. So you got your Donovan Shart followers, and then you got your Tomassi followers. And when I look at these dudes, man, when I first came into the space, it was healthy for me, and it wasn't for all the reasons that a lot of guys come into it. I've been the person that screwed my life up. I made bad decisions because stuff came easy to me. And so I was I wasn't being who I was supposed to be. But it was weird. It was a weird dynamic. So when I stumbled into the whole manosphere, at first it was healthy, but then I found myself getting angry. And then some friends of mine were like, dude, you're getting real salty. You're you hate women? And it was like, no, dude, I don't hate women. And then there was fill in the blank. And then I saw these dudes are fucking charlatans, man. They capitalize on the ugliest parts of what happened to us. And because so many dudes are so weak, they would rather hear that shit than somebody go, okay, but how'd you get there? And that was what pulled me out. Was I wasn't raised to be a victim. It was always, hey man, you're here, so you must have done something. And so when I came to the whole manosphere, it was good to a point, but all women are like that. And she's not yours, it's just your turn. Man, if you walk through life thinking that way, you might as well start a 40 cal. You're a fucking loser. And so I started looking at it. I was, at first I kind of was in it. I was like, okay, I can feel it. But then it was the same message, bro, over and over again. I'm like, oh, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, I think some of the criticism that levied at the Manosphere is legit, and that's what these idiots. That's like one of the worst things about it is these scumbags, these frauds.
Hmm.
They enable these criticisms to be legit, right? They
Right.
give ammo to like feminists and these other fucking woke losers.
Well, that's what they
Uh,
are. They're like
yeah,
feminists with penises, man. They're
yeah,
saying the
yeah,
same thing that the women are saying. I mean, if you
yep,
think about it, they're like, oh, the shaman talk. Well, what do you pussies do when someone calls you out? You know what I
yep,
mean? I mean, look at what these clowns are doing now. They're issuing strikes on people because they can't handle the heat.
yep.
That's alpha. I don't want to be alpha if that's what alpha is, bro. I think that's goofy anyway. But if that's what you're striving to be, shit, count me out, man.
I'm gonna pull that up for the fans because not everyone's seen that. So this is really recent. So basically, I'm gonna pull up. Here it is. This is a lead attorney did one video on it, but there's probably like a dozen videos about it now.
Hmm.
So these two dumb fucks, the Amru Fraudal and the Simp CEO, the fake CEO. This came out 19 hours ago. It has almost 200,000 views. I mean, this channel only has like 100,000 subscribers, right? And even that's brand new. That's why he has a video here. So these idiots tried striking for abusing the copyright system on YouTube. They tried striking a bunch of channels, big channels with 1.5 million subscribers, mid-sized channels like the lead attorney. They basically tried to delete these channels. For anyone watching who doesn't know YouTube, like the strike system, like me and Paul here have to worry about, if you get 3 strikes, copyright strikes or 3 community strikes, they'll fucking delete your channel in a heartbeat in 90 days. These fucking assholes, because they're so butthurt and they're so bitchy, they want to cross all of YouTube for anybody criticizing them and falsely reported copyright strikes, like 10 at a time. They filed 10 against a fucking attorney. A fucking attorney,
Right.
right? They did 20. Look at this. They did 20 against Abba and Preach
Yeah.
in one channel.
They might as well go bitch slap Conor McGregor. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like go start a fight with a seasoned MMA fighter. I mean, it's
Yep.
amazing to watch, man. It's sad.
And to clarify for the people watching, had YouTube not paid attention, because these are big ass channels, they usually do pay more attention. Had this happened to a bunch of smaller channels, like yours channel, 10,000, some subscribers, you just get your channel deleted
Yep.
because you'd get 10 strikes, which is way more than 3, and they would just instantly delete your fucking channel. This is one of the loopholes in YouTube to fuck with channels and get them deleted.
And that's
Through
precisely why I've never used. I'll talk shit all day, but I won't use anybody's content for that very reason, because the dudes that I'm talking about are hoes, and
Yep.
that's what hoes do. So I
Yep.
just, if you want to watch it, go watch it, but I'm gonna tell you what they said. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you my version of it. I don't Plus, I'm not gonna give those dudes any airtime on my channel. It's hard to watch, just to look at those dudes and listen to them talk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I can't do it either. I pay people to do it. That's how much I
yeah.
hate them.
I was
Like you,
wondering how you pulled that off, man. I try to watch some of that shit, and I find myself getting my hands start sweating, and I just feel just the urge
Yeah.
to bitch slap someone.
yeah.
And it sucks because I'm a chill dude, but those dudes, man, they're so I hate fake shit.
Me too.
I grew up in the 80s in the Reagan era, and man, you just couldn't be fake. Back when I was a young dude, when you pretended to be something, somebody was gonna come and test you. You're a
Yeah.
badass, prove it. And the gang banging, all this. So these dudes are, calling dudes out and fighting and flashing money and all this and doing all this stuff. It's like you're portraying this image. Eventually, man, you're gonna have to prove it, and we're seeing what they really are. I mean, they've had every chance to right this wrong, and they still just keep getting backhoe loads of shit and pulling it out and dumping it in there, man.
There's entire books you can find on Amazon, and they're called one of them's called SJWs Always Double Down, because every fucking time, just politically or in culture, when they get not related to the Manosphere, but just in general, whenever these feminists and shit do something stupid, they double down.
Yeah.
They double down, triple down, quadruple. They don't ever stop.
What, you can have facts in front of them, and it's just I would love to gamble against them.
These fucking idiots are the same way, man. They just double down. Like this is crazy. They're gonna lose their channel.
Man, they either they have to lose their channel, or they have to prove every one of us who's said that they pee sitting down right. Because if they pull all these strikes, man, I mean, dude, that's another bluff called, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, just pull your panties up and leave. But, you know, Anthony, this is the crazy shit. In spite of all this, dude, in spite of all of this stuff, they got an army of, man, simp little boys that will go to war with them, man. I mean, for those dudes. And I don't understand what those dudes are. Like,
I've been thinking about making a video about that phenomena because that is kind of weird. I think overwhelmingly people hate these guys, but because so much of the YouTube community has been making fun of them and shit, rightly so, right? Not just randomly, but because they do dumb shit. They're hypocrites, they're liars, they're frauds, they're fakes, and you know I think there is like a silent majority, at least on YouTube, that fucking hates this crap. But at the same time, they've been able to collect this gaggle of these little simps, these little losers that are really like fan comes from the word fanatic, and they're fanatics, like they're fucking nuts.
They really are, man. I mean, I watched these dudes. They came in on, you know, everyone's a clout chaser. If you talk about those dudes, you're chasing clout, which is exactly what those dudes are. Which I mean, when you just look at the insanity of it, those dudes are the ultimate clout chasers. You take the money. All the shit away from those dudes, they got nothing. I can go with some flip flops and some cut off jeans and I'll pull both of those dudes, and I'm an old man. You know what I mean? I don't need to. I can do that with $3. You know what I mean? It's funny to watch these dudes, you know, pretend to be players, but you're not. I mean, you're not really a player. You're a trick. You know what I mean? Those are the dudes who pay prostitutes, and that's what these dudes basically are. Because if you're tipping a chick on OnlyFans, that's the same to me as going to the edge of the bar and putting a dollar in your mouth and sitting back. I mean, what's the difference?
It's even worse because the simp CEO. Hang on a second, I got some feedback somehow. Whatever in the audio, fuck it. Anyway, little simp CEO, he pays. You know, we have a video that put out. We went through all his videos on his channel. He has like a small channel, and he's just constantly. He talks about it's a simp to pay women all this crazy money, right? And then we have him on video buying women all these fucking extravagant dinners in Miami and all this bullshit.
Dude, I watched that video. I'm sitting there going, dude, I wouldn't take myself to eat food like that. To me, that's I've done that before.
Yeah, it's
a waste of money, dude. I'm not gonna pay, you know, $500 for a piece of steak that's 2 bites. I mean, I've done that before when. You know, when we were doing dumb stuff when I was a kid. I'm still hungry when I leave those restaurants, man, and I'm damn sure not going to pay for that for some.
But what's amazing, I don't even think he's banging these chicks. They're just they call him foodies, right? They're just using him for food money, and then he doesn't even fuck them, right? He's just a loser. You can see they get away from him. He tries to kiss him and shit. It's hysterical.
Trying to kiss that girl, man. I saw that and I laughed, Anthony. I laughed, and then for a split second, I felt a little cringe on my gut because I remember when I was in the 8th grade that a girl did that to me and it hurt. But then I laughed again because I was like, shit, I haven't had no one do that to me since I was in the 8th grade. This dude's a alpha baller, and even the chick he's paying, he can't kiss. I'm like, damn, bro.
Because at least if you're
that video,
at least if you're hooking up with if you're banging a prostitute, you're getting a service, right? There's some basic honesty. That's why the profession is so old, right? It's old as time. But that actually kind of works. You pay a chick money and then she sucks your dick or whatever. He's just paying money and getting ripped off. That's the funny thing about it.
He's paying money to pretend that he's getting laid, man, and making video. Like every video, I mean, dude, I almost feel like I'm talking about a retarded kid or something when I talk about this because it's so fucking stupid, man. But when I walk in videos, hey, what's up, girl? You want to ride in my car? You know, no. And I'm sitting there going, why did nobody watch this video before they released it? There's no editor. Did nobody watch this and go, hey, man, this is kind of fucked up. You might not want to portray yourself like that. And then they do it again and again and again. And I'm like,
dude, it reminds me of all the mask shit. Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be to do all this mask bullshit and all this shit, right? There's sheep fucking everywhere. And I think that's what we're seeing with the fake and fraud, these dudes, because like, how fucking dumb do you have to be to believe these people? And the reality is there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out there.
I'm afraid that's scary to me. That's terrifying to me because that is exactly right. The dudes who buy into this stuff, that fund these dudes' lifestyles, man, who are they? Who are they? Who raised them? And why isn't someone in their life going, hey, bro, don't do that. Don't be like, where are the men in their lives? My son, I got a son now, and I'm going to be honest. My son is, man, right now, when I look at him, it breaks my heart because he's part of this culture. I mean, he's part of this pretty boy, man bun, skinny jean. And dude, I tried my ass off I mean,
damn,
on the line of, walked up to the line of making fun of him, because it's, to me, that's just feminine shit. And it's the culture, the whole culture, men, boys, they're so worried about meeting women's approval, all the way from the way that they dress. And when I look at skinny jeans, dude, if you're not a skinny dude, if you got any musculature and you're wearing those kind of clothes, I mean, it's like, did you not look at if I put on skinny jeans, dude, my testosterone level would fall so quick. I would probably pass out.
So
I don't know how it's done, dude.
You have a word that I love that I had my girl, we were laughing at it last night. Everybody loves it. It's one of the best words I've ever heard in the Manosphere. You called these dudes vaginal. These dudes are so vaginal, and like that word describes them perfecly. All these frauds in the Manosphere.
I gotta be honest, man. I stole that from my man Patrice O'Neal. That's Patrice O'Neal. Yeah. That's 100% his invention. But it's, I mean, you take what you take from people what's awesome. That's how we become the characters we are. And that right there was, when I first heard that, I was like, dude, that covers a lot of bases. Yeah. And that's what they are, man. I mean, that's everything that these guys do. I mean, I'll give you an example. That video that you put out, the last one, when you had Rollo basically crying about that Kevin Ray Wilder dude has been, see, the only time I speak on these dudes is when they do something that just makes me go, fuck, dude. I don't have time for that. I'm really trying to not regurgitate stuff and all that. But every now, like, especially when you put out a video, I'll watch it because the shit makes me laugh. And so, I'll watch it. I'm cracking up. But man, I'm looking at this. I've had so many dudes go, man, Rollo would eat you up in a debate. And I'm like, what am I going to debate Rollo Tomassi about? I'm not patting myself on the back or any of that, but I guarantee you, up to my sophomore year in college, I probably, from not going to stop right then and still had more success with women than he did.
That's right.
And so when I listen to this dude talking, yeah, I don't know you anything, and whining like a little bitch, all that way, whenever they get in their feelings, that to me, that's how you can tell who a dude really is.
Rollo's like a Karen. He's like a male Karen. You know what I mean? Like, he's just got I've met him like a bunch of times in real life, and he's totally socially retarded. My sister met him. One of my sisters, she called him immediately when they first met. He left. He was at my house. She's like, that dude's like an alien. And she doesn't usually talk like that. Like, it was very candid kind of chick thing. Like, that dude's like, she just didn't like him. Like, got the creeps. And I'm like, yeah, he's a fucking loser, man.
He looks like the Crypt Keeper, bro. He's got this weird aura. And then when he talks, he tries to sound so smart. And he might be smart. But just because you read some books, dude.
We got the Crypt Keeper built.
That's him. That's exactly what he, every time I hear him talk, that's what I see with his baseball cap hiding his receding hairline. It's like, dude, your cool's got an expiration date, bro, and you're past that shit, way past it. Yeah. But what's crazy is you can see him put on his little cape when he goes in his room, and he's got all these followers, man. These dudes, Rollo saved my life, and it's like, okay, if that's what really saved your life, if that's what pulled you out of your shit, cool, bro. But at some point, as a man, when you listen to that, there's a skipping point. It's like a record. You like the record, and then it starts skipping. You're like, oh, this shit sucks. That's what that version of the red pill, where it's almost like it's like Day Day and Next Friday when Ice Cube was talking to the Mexican girl next door. And he's like, I bet you don't get it. I bet you don't get it. I hope you don't get it. That's what these dudes are. They don't want dudes to be successful. They don't want them to be happy. Right. They don't want them to be any of that. They want them to be what they are. And even though Rollo's married, man, he's lucky he's married, because if that dude was in this world, this piranha world that these women are doing, man, listen, he would be done. That dude would be an OnlyFans fan for sure. You know what I mean? His lotion, he'd have stock in lotion and Kleenex, and That would be it. He's lucky, man. He's lucky for real. Sharp, all those. I look
Yep.
at the dudes and I'm like, it's no wonder that you are. I listen to you talk, and there's no wonder why the girl did what she did to you, because you're a bitch.
Yep.
And you probably caught her, thought you were the shit, sat down, got comfortable, and then she bounced.
I mean, let's have a look real quick at, like, this is the older woman that Donovan. This is his actual wife. She's 45 years old. I mean, this is pretty rough, man. And he lies about this for years to make money. I mean, that's what's so sick, is these guys lie and they run cover for each other. It's this big fraudulent network.
If you like, I don't want to talk about anybody's lady, like if you like chunky women, man, you know what I mean? If you like,
I will. I got no.
If you like that right there, you know what I'm saying? If you like big girls, man, then you shouldn't be talking shit. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be talking shit about big girls. And a lot of the chicks that, you know, Sharp has his beef with, that he starts shit with, those chicks would never touch that guy in a million years. And even if they did, that's not saying anything, because those women are trash anyway. And so when you look at that, I was talking to my buddy about that. I was like, and you know, this is what messed up, Anthony. I'm not even being facetious. That she actually looks like that.
I know. And he calls her, you know, it's funny. It's not just the appearance. He talks about how she's like a, what do you call it? Like a snob with food, like a foodie snob. She at the restaurant, she always orders more food, and she's a fatty, basically. So just like the actual character, Miss Piggy, she's really like the actual little Muppet, Miss Piggy, on top of being fat and disgusting.
Miss Piggy, I mean, she had some class, didn't she? I mean, she thought she did.
She thought she did. Exactly. She hates this shit too, man. Every time I put out a video or a meme with this, his wife makes, she's like a Photoshop person. So she goes on Photoshop, makes a bunch of fake images of herself immediately. Like the day or two, every time, man. They get so triggered by it.
You better be careful, man. You're gonna cause that girl to jump off a building or something.
I don't know about that. I hope not. No, I don't want nothing bad to happen to her. I just like making fun of her, because she's in on this scam too.
And that's what I was saying. If she wasn't aiding and abetting this fruitcake dude, then it'd be different. If she was an innocent bystander, but she's not.
Dude. I've met Rollo's wife. I talked to her for like a half hour. We're drinking and shit. Rollo got really pissed off. But I got no problem with Rollo's wife, because she's an innocent bystander. And I've told guys in the Manosphere, look, pretty much you need to leave her alone. You know, Rollo, we can look at Rollo's life structurally and make criticisms and stuff. That's fine. And he is definitely a fraud, like super fraud. He's a predator.
Oh, for
super
sure.
predator. But his wife is just some random woman. And Donovan's wife is not. She's definitely in on the scam. She pushes it. She basically is the main scammer. She's the brains of the operation.
Right.
Donovan's like a front man, basically, like a beard. It's sick, man.
You see, and that makes sense, and that's why I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry. I won't say anything about Rollo's wife, because you don't see her. You don't see her. You don't hear about her, and it's, you know, and that's. But Rollo's his own problem by himself.
That's right.
I mean, he's read my book. Read the book. Fuck your book. You know what I mean? Like, it's fuck your book. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm fair. There's some decent stuff in there, because I read it. You know, when I was coming through my shit, I read it. But you know, this is the thing that I got from it, Anthony. There was a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of anecdotal stuff where he throws it in there, like at a certain time of, you know, every month a woman's just an insufferable. You know, it's like bullshit. Come on, dude. You've never been around women long. It's your wife and whoever's in your house, and what you heard and what you read in the book. But this idea that it's just this, you know, a woman's always going to monkey branch and all this stuff. I get it. It happens. But what I look at it is this. There's no talk about the man. There's no talk about what the man does. Yep. And that's what I know, that I've dogged out a lot of good women and good girls when I was young, because honestly, dude, as a grown man, I can say it, just because they came with a lot of responsibility. You know, I mean, dating a good woman, a good girl who had her dad in her life, there was structure there. And when you went over there, that dude was standing there. You had to stand up. That shit's scary, man. I would rather go find the girl whose dad left the mom and she can sneak out the window. You know what I mean? And so the girl with the dad that's going somewhere, she can't sneak out the window, but Becky can. And so, you know, I picked these girls that would sneak out the window, and those aren't good girls, man. and it hurt girls to go hang out with good ones. And so when you get treated like shit by a girl who's not a good girl, I think it's very rare that you didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, really? You're a perfect dude, you didn't do shit. And I know that happens, but I think it happens because there wasn't proper vetting. We fall in love with their representative and not the person. And so when you read that book, get that kind of advice from someone, it almost calcifies you and makes you harden and angry and bitter and suspicious. And I'm like, dude, if you walk around like that, you might as well just go harm it up with MGTOW dudes and play marbles and show each other your toys. And I'm not banging those dudes because I think that's a good thing to do, but celebrating it as a way for life. I mean, to me, that's beta.
With Rollo's book, I do want to make it known, because not everyone in the Manosphere knows this. A lot of Rollo's work in general, but particularly the first book, it's plagiarism.
Right.
And guys that reach forum? A couple forums. So Suave a little bit, but that's really old at this point. A lot of it actually comes from the Red Pill on Reddit. I was trying to pull it up, but it's quarantined, so I can't I could show you guys what's going on here. You have to like log into your main account, and I don't I'm not logged in right now to it. But basically, there's a whole community on this page, reddit.com/theredpill. And that has like 300,000 guys in it before Reddit quarantined it, censorship bullshit, right? They killed off the MGTOW one too. They just deleted that one. They deleted the Donald one, a bunch of these things, right? But the Red Pill has this little community behind this wall here of, tech bullshit. It has like 300,000 guys, and there's a lot of content that they call the sidebar. And there's all these posts and all this shit. And Rollo basically hived off from this community. That's where the real Manosphere Red Pill is at. And he calls it, like you actually mentioned it offhand, Rollo verbatim in his books and his blogs, he calls it his own version of the Red Pill. That's why I call it the Rollo pill, and I call it the Rollosphere. That wing is super toxic and retarded. But he steals. But these guys on that forum, the guys who post a lot, moderators, shit like that, a couple of them have reached out to me, citing the specific posts that Rollo stole and where he reposted them on his blog and then how they went into his book. They actually track how he does it to that because it pissed them off. This is from 2012. And then 6 months later, Rollo posted on his blog with a few tweaks to it. He does this a lot. And so basically these guys in the Manosphere, particularly let's say the Fresh and Fit fans, they're at the bottom of a Manosphere bukkake of fraud. I'm serious. It's trickled down, like trickle down economics. It's trickled down bullshit. Wow. Some of it's that's why you're saying some of it's legit, because Rollo mostly lifted he calls it lifting, right? He plagiarized these people into his blog, then from his blog to his book. Then Rollo gets parroted by his little cronies, Fresh and Fit and Donovan. So there's 5 layers of fucking fraudulent bullshit that's trickled down. Some of it's not bad, and then a lot of it's fucking retarded. And these dudes, these fanboys that get so little cult followers, they don't even know what the fuck's going on or where this comes from. It's the same thing on Amazon. Dude, innocent random dudes go on Amazon.com looking for books, right? They find some ones and they get recommended Rollo's book. It's all just rehashed, stolen bullshit from Reddit and the Manosphere and message boards and So Suave and all this fucking shit. It's very complicated though, and if you're not deep in the Manosphere, you don't understand any of that crap. They associate these books to Rollo, and it's man, half that shit's fucking lifted from other people, and he doesn't give credit. A little bit he'll give credit, right? To cover his ass too. He's smart. Rollo ain't stupid, man. Fresh and Fit are dumber than shit, and so is Donovan. Rollo though is not dumb. He's at the center of it all.
No, Rollo is a puppet master. I mean, you really, I give credit where credit's due, man. And when I see dudes that have the ability to make other people do shit without them knowing that you're making them do it, that's pretty badass. And that's what Rollo's done. He's made these dudes, he'll groom them up, pet them, good little monkey. And then they'll go out and do their shit. And then he doesn't, because he's such a, the dude's probably got spine of a jellyfish, so he's not going to confront anybody. Rollo is the type of dude that'll immediately call the cops on you if he feels threatened. So, so he's going to go get Donovan. Big fat ass shark. What the what's he going to do? And talks like, Kermit the Frog. Hey, there you go. But it's funny because he's got his own little dudes. He had Cooper for a while doing his little crybaby shit, and it's crazy, man. Every single one of those dudes, with the exception of Rollo, are dudes who got dogged out by women.
Yep.
Sharp got used by chicks, man. I mean, a fat, greasy, that dude right there in Vegas, if he was hanging out in Vegas, the only way that dude right there is getting any booty in Vegas is he's paying for it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or he's supplying him with some coke or something. He's doing that.
Yeah.
I've been around too long and been involved in too much shit to buy into bullshit when I see it. I mean, big fat dudes, they do get pussy, but they got money. They don't get, you know what I mean? Like, they're not getting pussy because they're cool. Those dudes are paying bills.
This guy ain't getting laid for free. I mean, straight up. Shart Albert, man. The Shart fun.
That's him. And it's fun. And the dudes who listen to him, again, when you listen to dudes like that, the only reason, this is what I appeal to men. If you're listening to this, if you're listening to those dudes and like you feel some kind of way, it makes you feel good because he's cutting this chick down. You have to ask yourself, why am I celebrating this? Why am I watching this dude bully this woman or talk shit about this woman? Why does that make me feel good? She didn't do anything to me.
Yeah.
And what these dudes are doing, they're living vicariously through these bullies. These guys
Bingo.
are yeah, I wish I could have told the girl who took my credit card and who took my kids and all the bullshit. I wish I had the balls to say that to her face when we were in court. You know, and these dudes are just they're used car salesmen. They sell cars, used cars with no engines in there.
Well, hang on. You know Donovan was literally a used car salesman, right?
No, really?
Oh yeah, for real. He said this in a speech 21 years ago. He had for about 30 seconds. He goes into I was a used car salesman or whatever for a couple of years and all this shit. So he actually was a used car salesman, which I mean, he gives a bad name to used car salesman. That's how much of a fraud this guy is.
Well, Donovan reminds me of a dude that sells used cars on one of those shady lots in the ghetto.
Yeah,
where you don't have to have credit or none of that shit. Like if you don't pay them, they're gonna come fuck you up.
Yeah.
It won't be him doing it. He's the one that sells you the car. It'll be some other dude. I'll send Rollo to break your legs. Big tough Rollo.
So you brought up a really good point. I want to get into it some more here with a little. I put this out on our community tab a couple days ago. So you were talking about basically these guys are living vicariously, particularly through Fresh and Fit, a little bit of Donovan too, and it's when they're lashing out these skanky ass Miami hoes, the trashiest man. Miami's got some beautiful women, and then none of them with Fresh and Fit. They got these tatted up skanks, bottom of the barrel sewer Beckies. I think the Black Manosphere would call them. Just trash, low class woman. Like it's the worst you could find. But since they kick them out, they create all this drama, and they say all this dumb shit to them, right? These dudes I think it's basically a testament to how fucked up culture is.
Yeah.
To the feminism and the gender war, masculinized women that act like men. These effeminate dudes. Everybody's fucking lost and confused. There's no gender roles unless there's 1,000 gender roles. And so I think, it's not only them being bad actors and frauds and fakes, but it's also like the culture is sick. And this is a symptom of a sick culture at a big scale. And we're seeing that pop off like a bubble blowing up, you know?
And on a major side. And that's part of the reason why, I don't like Fresh and whatever those dudes. I don't like those dudes. They make me sick. Girl, not their hustle. I mean, they're hustling. You can't get mad at people for taking advantage of dumb people. You know what I mean? Like people who buy big dick pills from the store. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go bang the chicks. I'm gonna get this Rhino 7000. You can't get mad at the people who make Rhino 7000 for taking $10 a pop from these guys. I mean. Fuck, I'm not mad at them. I just like the dude. You don't know that doesn't work. So I'm not 100% like against the shit. It's just I don't like frauds. But what these dudes are, they are an epitome of what our culture is. Our culture is so sick, and it's better to pretend like you're something to actually be something. It's better to get the Lambo and the Gucci shit and all the stuff that doesn't really have any value to meet the approval of a society that has become consumerist. That's all we are. Everything has become about consumption. And where we used to be producers. At one point in time, America had a different set of values. We had a different belief system. It doesn't matter. We've gotten so divided everywhere. You've got people that. And I'm not a religious zealot or any of that. I study religion and I pull the threads that mean something and try to incorporate that in my life. if you say anything about that to a lot of people now, the cool thing now is to be anti that. And so basically what we've got in our culture now is everything is, you could basically just stick your hand up the ass of America back in the founding and rip it out and pull it through and hang it upside down. And that's who we are today. Everything that was once good is bad. Everything that was fucking abomination is now being taught in schools. Little boys are taught to be fucking fresh and fit. You know, there's so many in my business, my gym. That's my main business, is I train athletes, and it's so different. I feel like a dinosaur now, because where I come from and what I believe in doing, these kids, it's so foreign to them, and they think I'm a guru at my job because I make shit happen. It's like, fuck you guys. All I'm doing is making you work. I'm making you do what we had to do that sucked when we were kids, and just convincing you to like it. And that right there is all it takes to be great. And when you look across the board, you've got feminism, screwed up women; birth control, Roe v. Wade, screwed up children in the family; feminism and the sexual revolution really screwed men up too. And that's one of the things that men don't get. It's like, you know, Playboy magazine came out in the 50s, before the sexual revolution. And so there's little talk about that. But when Playboy, I think it was 53, 54, something like that, when Playboy came online, bro, that was the beginning of the end. We always go to the 60s and go, oh, you know, that was fucked up. But before they could pass the shit in the 60s, they had to disrupt the man. And that's what Playboy was. Dudes, you know, looking at the magazine, and it's nowhere near what it is today, but it was explicit. And that made the man start looking away from the home. That started being accepted. Just hide it under the mattress, put it under wherever. And that began tainting the man in the home. And so then when you fast forward to the sexual revolution in the 60s and all that shit, when they go weapons hot, saying, listen, do what you want to do. Anton LaVey's happy as fuck. Everybody's going their own way. Oh, you know what? You don't want to have kids? Take this pill and we'll fuck your system up.
Well, even before all this, though, just women getting the vote in general, whether we support it or not, you know, the minute they got the right to vote, what did they do? They ban alcohol. The first thing they fucking did, prohibition, control.
Mm-hmm. Well, anytime you let women involved in shit like that, and I know this is not going to be popular, but when you give women control over men, it goes bad. It just goes bad. They're not supposed to fucking be there, bro. And I'm not trying to be popular, so if you don't like it, don't give a fuck. They're not supposed to be there. I don't follow women. I'll listen to them. I mean, I know there's women that are smarter than me, and if they say some shit that I need to know, then I'll listen. But you ain't lead me nowhere, motherfucker. I'm not. I don't trust you, because when shit gets rough, then I'm gonna have to take care of it. So we're gonna go where I want to go. You want to go? Well, I'll listen to you on the planning, but we're going where I'm taking us. And it's a weird deal, man. It's really weird, because I feel like I've been reborn and doing some weird shit, because I look at this and I keep seeing these changes. And when I started hearing, if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy, that was confusing, but that was a change. Our culture started changing. I was in high school when that started happening. And then I first heard about PC. So what the fuck does that mean? And that's my initial. So I thought people were saying that, you know, when somebody would say some stupid shit, and they're like, oh man, you're being real PC. Oh, that's not PC. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? I don't say shit like that. I thought they were talking about me. I'm like, no, political correct. You know, I'm not political correct, so that's not something I would say. And then it just kept changing. And so our culture is so sick. Kids run the parents now. I mean, it's all the way up to that point. And so we're just so screwed, man. And these guys, these dudes, Fresh and Fit, and all of the guys that are leaders, and there's a bunch of them. I'm not gonna. We'd be here a long time calling out all the goofballs, but there's a lot of dudes that are leading dudes down a fucked up path, man. And it's really either, if they're talking about spirituality, they're talking about spirituality in the same token they got their pimp cup, and it's like, fucking dude, who are you? Be somebody and be that dude, and stop going all over the place. But this crazy shit that we got now, man, with the inversion, the masculine women telling men what they should want, and what men need to just, it's time just for men to say, sit down and shut the fuck up. It's over. You're not steering anywhere else. It's over. Get under the deck. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to see where we're going. We're turning around. And it's
that's
you have to do it.
you probably saw my "Make Women Great Again" hats, right? All that kind of stuff. Like a couple back there.
Yeah.
That's fundamentally, it's part of what that is. We call it mansplaining, obviously, shit like that, just to throw it back in their face. But it's also a sit down and shut up kind of moment.
Yeah.
Men are gonna talk. We're gonna talk to you about what we want, what we like, and how we think and we believe strongly. You need to fucking act. That's why the media got so pissed off about it, because it was like men getting together for the first time and doing that. In modern.
That's the first time I saw you was on TV, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit? That's crazy, man."
We're gonna make women great again, make them virgins again, make them cook again. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I love pissing these feminists off and shit. It gets easier the older I get, and the more I study them, and the more retarded they get.
How old
it's
are
like
you?
33.
Oh, just wait, brother. Just the way it gets.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
I'm 51, and I was telling my buddies the other day, man, I am maybe 2 or 3 years away from being that old man that has zero filter. And they were like, "You got a filter now?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." I'm nice still, but man, I'm so close to just letting it go in public, weapons free, man. And I can't wait. It's just right there, right on the line. It gets easier.
I told my buddies once, Socrates, one of our speakers, I told him that, I'm frustrated with YouTube when I give speeches at my own convention, because I know that, I have free speech at my own event, but I know I'm filming it for YouTube and I don't have free speech there. And I'm like, it pisses me off that I have to censor myself at all.
I know.
And he was like, wait a second, you're censoring yourself when you're speaking? I'm like, yeah. And he just couldn't believe it, because I'm just cursing so much and all this shit. But there's more I want to say, but I know that I can't say it for different reasons. And
I've had to, and it's not necessarily a bad thing for me, because I try not to cuss too much, because when I hear it played back, I'm like, damn, you sound stupid. Don't sound stupid, bro. And so I try to drop them now. Plus, I think I was going too hard at first. I was saying a lot of the words that I didn't know would get you cock blocked. So one of my subs, I think he used to work for YouTube or some shit. And he sent me a message and said, "Hey, dude, the reason why you're not being seen is because you talk you're fucking brutal, man. You might want to tamp that down." And my deal at first was like, I ain't letting nobody tell me shit. And I'm like, you ain't never going to reach 1,000 subs if you keep that shit up. So I had to push it down a little bit. But it makes me think a little bit more clear. But I'm not, like you, the monetization and all that stuff, man, I don't concern myself with that stuff. I mean, if I can make money off of YouTube, badass, but I ain't trying to.
Yeah.
If I was trying to, I would do the same content these dudes are doing. Tell dudes, don't worry about it. They're all like that. Hey, listen to me tell you this story. Look at this thing I found. Oh, everybody, let's cry together. And I'd blow up like the Trade Center.
Live your best life, bro. Live your best life, bro. Just live your best life.
Hey, you know what? Just gotta do the work, bro.
Yeah,
man. What is the work? Tell me what the work is, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like this generic bullshit. It's
one of the things I love, and I love it because I hate seeing it. Like it's so fucking fake when they pretend to be friends with their audience. Like, oh, come on, fam. Yeah, fam. Thanks, fam. Like, I got a super chat I got to get to here in a minute. I'm thankful that he gave it, but I don't know this dude. I never met you. I don't really care about you because I don't really know you. I'm not going to pretend to be your friend. Right. Even if you give me money, I don't care. I don't know you.
But that's part of the game, though, because these dudes are so fucking lonely. And then, oh my God, my hero said, "Oh shit, there's $20 more, man. Here you go, fuck, jerking off."
It's attention-seeking behavior, just like a female. It's vaginal.
It totally vaginal, is, man. And these dudes that are paying these guys are a lot of them are doing it simply to get that validation, man. My man said, and so these dudes are treating them. They're finessing them. This is what I see, bro. These dudes they've taken these guys' attachment to the women who stole their soul and ripped their balls off. They've replaced the attachment that these men had to the women that hurt them, or the several women that hurt them, and they've replaced that attachment and that addiction with their self.
Yep.
So Rollo, Donovan, the Fresh&fit dudes, all these little simp dudes that are, getting played by the young chicks that are boning the old dudes and all this different shit. These guys are just surrogates for the women that these other boys can't have.
I
And they get paid
100
the same way.
I 100% agree. You've hit the nail on the fucking head, dude. Instead of it, dude, these guys, you're right. Like they have Patreon, a lot of my Patreon accounts, right? That's just a substitute for OnlyFans. Donovan in
I'm
particular,
telling you.
his wife would have an OnlyFans, except she's too fat and she's too old and she's too fucking gross. So what she does instead is she builds a Patreon for Donovan, and
Yep.
Donovan is the front man. And you're
Yep.
right. They get played the same fucking way, the same fucking thing over. It's the same model. It's the same business model. Basically, it's crazy. It's sick, man.
It's the same. They're doing the same thing to these dudes as the girls on OnlyFans are doing, as the girls who are having them take them out for dinners, all that stuff. And I'm not saying that it's wrong for. I mean, if you want to do a super chat and donate to the person, but what I look at it is this: what are they doing with that money? What are they doing? And it's none of my business. But if you're here to help men, any penny that I get, anything that I come, if somebody was to send me money, because of what I do here, it's going right back into one of my programs that helps them, because we do a lot. And that's one of the other things. We do a lot of shit here with my program with veterans, with children that don't have fathers, trying to get involved in the school and helping with the bullying program and all that shit. And I don't really talk about that a lot, because I'm not trying to show you how awesome look how cool I am, man.
Yeah.
You go do something. Let me talk to you about, doing these things like this. And then you go out in your community and change it and make it to be what you want. But what I see is these fucking frauds, they are selling you a character. And so their studios get super nice. Oh, look at I got 15 screens back here. And look at all the pictures I put of myself on the wall. I'm like, what the fuck? These dudes are selling a character. It's a show. It's entertainment. It's not growth. So if they're just saying, hey, listen, man, we're here to dog women out and talk shit, and that's it. Cool. I've got nothing to say. But you're saying you're helping men? Help men do what? Be bitches?
It's a scam. Yeah, it's cover they put up, right? And so Rollo got criticized recently for this by the Coach White Pill, Kevin Ray Wilder, these guys, because they criticized Rollo, and he came out verbatim on video and said, if you criticize me, you're getting men killed. That is how fucking delusional this guy is, right? Because these suckers that are suckered into his cult of personality, right? They actually believe this. This is fake. This is not true. The guy doesn't run a suicide hotline. This is fucking retarded. Anybody who says this is cult building, right? In the Manosphere, I don't care who it is, right? You're not saving lives. You're going to save yourself, right? If you save yourself using someone else's tools, that's fine. But they didn't save you. You saved yourself.
Right.
Unless someone physically pulls your ass from drowning.
The car was on fire underwater or some shit, and dude dove and got you. He saved your life.
Yeah.
But if he taught you how to swim a long time ago, he didn't save your life.
You saved yourself. But you're right though. They're finessing them. They're grooming them on purpose, because it puts them. It facilitates that same addiction of attention and validation from a new guru, right? Instead of the woman guru, now it's a male guru. They're simping. They're simping for women, or they're simping for men. It's sick either way.
And they do it such a good job at it. I mean, dude, think about if a woman could do that. Think about if a woman could do that without giving you any booty, man. She get no pussy from her. So all she does is convinces you that all other women are bad. They're all that way. They're all going to leave you. They're all going to do this. That sounds like a marriage that one of those or several of those dudes might have gotten, broke down in, because that's what they're doing. And you know what? Let me show you the statistics for marriage, man. And it's this, that, and the other. Yeah, you can, if you're a good debater, if you're good at that, you can make somebody. You can argue a point and have a motherfucker go, wow, you made a good point. And then turn around and argue the opposing point and then make them go, holy shit, that's a good debater. That's a scary human being. And that's what these dudes, what they're doing is they've gotten it to the point where these dudes, they have convinced these men that the best thing to do is to play with themselves, invest in Vaseline and Kleenex and whatever, all this shit, and just be happy, smoke cigars and rent boats and take selfies. It's like, dude, you are being like bitches. I mean, and I understand women today are fucking garbage. There's a bunch of them that are just garbage. But this is what I always say, Anthony. When you're a garbage man, you see a lot of garbage. You know what I'm saying? When that's what your job is, to pick up trash, that's all you're gonna see.
Well
Most
put.
of these dudes are fucking garbage men, and they think they're CFOs because they got money. Fresh and fit, perfect. They got some money, but those dudes are garbage men. See, because this is what I know. If you take a chick a woman that's got class, a woman who's got self-respect, you sit her down, the moment you talk to her sideways the way that these dudes do, that woman's gone. She's gone and she ain't sitting back down, dude. These dudes will never meet women that way. They'll never meet those type of women because they're fucking losers.
They're
And
not good for this show either. They want these dumb skanks, these
no,
low IQ, trashy skanks with no class, no manners, no family, no
no
father.
vocabulary, probably eighth grade education.
Yep.
And even the ones that are educated are fucking retards. I mean, what are you educated in? Lesbian drum theory?
That we call it now. If you're professionally educated, you're professionally retarded.
You're a functional retard with a degree.
Hey, I got to pause real quick. I got to take a. This guy did donate a super chat, and I appreciate that. I do invest it back into the company heavily. You know, my company makes a lot of money every year, $200,000, and I invest virtually all of it into the events, into filming and photography and videography to actually reach and impact men and make change. And I don't brag about that a lot. I don't even talk about that a lot, but that's the reality of what I do with the money that my company makes. I don't drive Lamborghinis and take, these whores out to get fucking these expensive dinners and shit. That's retarded. Anyway, Lord Hybrid, I don't know this guy, but thanks for the $50. Said the money has corrupted the red pill space. I've been here a long time and helped build this. It hurts me to see where the space has gone. I respect your channel, but there are too many false, misleading profiteers who have retarded the space. 100%. I mean, this guy hit the nail on the fucking head, dude.
It is, and it's money will make people do some crazy shit, man. Back when I was a young dude, we grew up in the Reagan era, and we had a lot of money, and we made to love that.
Know this guy.
I love it. I got a Trump 24 hat that I was gonna wear, but it's kind of hot in here, so I'm like, I'll be sweating my ass off. But it's I've seen people do some crazy shit for money, man. And when you're talking about a lot of money, it's like I said before, it'll make you'll see. To me, the two things that I've seen in my lifetime that have shown me what the men really are is money and fucking prison. And those two things don't change you. They show you who you really are. A lot of people think that you go to the penitentiary and you come out different. Nah, motherfucker, you go in there and you come out all the way what you were. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way it is. You go in there, if you're a pussy, you're gonna get dealt with. Now, you might not be a pussy when you get out, but you don't get to tiptoe through there and be a pussy. You got 5-year sentence, you ain't making it out of there without someone exposing that pussy. That's the same with money. If you're a cunt and you get a bunch of money, you're gonna treat people like shit. And that is who you are. You're a piece of shit. And those are the two things that I've seen expose men big time. The hardship that where you have to show who you are, and when you have no limit to what you can buy, that's when you see what people are. And that's when you see these channels like these guys redoing Rollo shit and blowing up and making money.
Well, even hang on, let's pause. These fake fraud, losers down in Miami, they got to a certain point in their channel growth, right? After getting made fun of and all this shit, they couldn't handle the heat. They got a little bit of money, I think way less than what they brag about. Anytime these guys are liars. So every time they say something, they're exaggerating. Donovan does this all the time. They lie. You have to always reduce what they're doing and factor in exaggeration and false.
Cut it half to a quarter. Down to half to a quarter of what they're saying is probably true.
Exactly. But the first thing they did when they got any kind of clout and popularity and money is they found some dirtbag fucking law firm, incompetent dumb fucks. They're going to lose their channel probably from this shit, right? And a lot of it's a law firm's fault, but they're all fucked. They went and tried to hire an attorney to do a bunch of sketchy shit with copyright stuff. It's all shady. It's all lowbrow. It's all fucking retarded. They're abusing the copyright system. They're basically weaponizing copyright stuff to fight defamation, which YouTube tells you not to do. Their policy on defamation is hands off, 100%. They say we're not here to determine what's true and what's false, which is what would consider be defamation, right? That's for courts and judges and shit like that. They circumvented all that shit with some sleazeball fucking law firm that even that attorney guy, the lead attorney, that attorney up in Georgia, he's like, they could face malpractice lawsuits from this because they're going to tank their fucking channel and get it deleted, which is going to cost them a lot of money for sure. Like legit.
Man, you know what? I'm not going to say I'm not going to wish this on them, because sometimes getting kicked in the balls and losing everything is what it takes.
Yeah.
It would be fucking poetic if these two cunts ended up owing more money than they made when they were finished selling all this shit. Yeah, that's a real thing. If people swing back, they're threatening some people's livelihoods. You know, if they went after Abba and Preach, those dudes ain't sweating those guys. But I mean, those dudes have a million plus subs. They ain't getting small money from YouTube.
Yeah.
So you going after these dudes, and to me, I mean, it's so much more than just the strikes, but you see exactly who they are. If those dudes were real, if they were real dudes, if they were real alphas, whatever the fuck that means, it would be no sweat, man. They would be laughing this shit off. But the problem when you're fake, when you pretend, when you do shit, eventually your underwear fall down and people see what you got. And these dudes got that pussy, man. I mean,
the only thing they can do in the meantime is, like you said, what do hoes do? They run. So they run from confrontation, they run from challenges, they run from being exposed, they run from the truth, they run from reality, and eventually you can't run no more. You run out of gas, reality catches up, and it smacks you in the ass like a brick wall or whatever.
You know what's crazy, Anthony? All of us that have talked about them, you know, they've made videos and called clowns, we haven't really done anything to them. You know what I'm saying? If you really look at, you know, we talked about you, hurt your little feelings, man. You know, you got a little sensitive, cry like a bitch. That's it. The real damage that's been done is their own actions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the little clown renting that chick, and then getting. I mean, the whole thing. It's just like watching somebody shoot themselves in the foot, and then oh shit, then shoot themselves, and then be like, oh fuck, and then shoot themselves in the dick. Like, just put the gun down, bro.
They all do it, man. They all do it.
They're doubling down like the leftist crazy Karens. It's crazy because the dude tries to kiss the girl, she weaves like Floyd Mayweather, and then he tries to say it was a troll. No, bro. You know, it wasn't. No, it was. You tried to troll everybody by making it seem like you didn't have to pay for chicks. That was the troll. But all of that shit you did it, man. And
this is why, look, the memes we make, there's always a purpose behind them. This one, I think, encapsulates really who they are. The Three Stooges, who always fucking trip over themselves and beat each other up, beat themselves up. This is not only funny, it's a real reflection of who they are. It's really on point. That's why it's so funny. It's not just some random fucking image from a movie or a show. This really is these these little triplets, who they are. They're fucking stupid. They've like these. This is a show where it's exaggerated, but it's real life for these guys. They shoot themselves in the dick. They cost themselves a lot of money. They're frauds by their own actions. They expose themselves with this shit. They set themselves up to fail constantly. Donovan in particular, he's actually even worse, I think, than Fake and Fraud.
Yeah.
He's his own special kind of dumb fuck.
Yeah.
This guy's on video talking about beating women, how fat his wife is, how bitchy she is. I mean, it's insane. Like, who talks about, every time I show that to a guy who's married and his wife, I've showed this to a couple of married couples, their jaws drop, number one, and they're like, how the fuck does a dude talk about his girlfriend or his wife this way?
And how does a woman stay there? How does a woman allow it and stay? You see the mentality of the people you're dealing with right there. You got the dude that's looking at the wife, calling her Miss Piggy, and she's fat. And I told my girl that if she didn't lose 15 pounds, that I wasn't gonna fuck her anymore. Like, she probably tried to gain 5 more so your fat ass wouldn't crawl back on top of her, dude. You're acting like you some kind of Adonis, you fat fuck. Oh, I'll tell her what to do. Oh, if a chick said that to me, I'll beat her ass. Like, dude, you're tough. Wow, you got to start a gym. You got to open a fight gym, tough guy.
Hey, let's take a step back, because we're doing something that I think no one else does, unfortunately. Even the guys who criticize Fresh and Fraud, Fake and Fraud. So me and you both we're going after the fans, and I think rightfully so. A lot of guys, they draw the line there. They're like, oh, we don't want to do that. They're fans.
Because they want the fans to come over to their channel.
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck. Like, if you're a fan of Fake and Fraud, I think you're a fucking loser. Get off my channel.
Be a fan of me, bro.
Yeah, get away from me. I think they basically, it's birds of a feather flock together, right?
Yeah.
These fucking losers attract more fucking losers, and I don't want any of them. I don't need you. I don't want you. I don't want your money. Get the fuck off my channel. Unsubscribe. Leave a comment. That way I can ban you. So you never comment again. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Help the algorithm out by telling me how much of a clout chaser I am and all that goofy shit you learned from your daddy over there, and then fuck off.
But this is why I put this tweet out and then I put it on YouTube. Is the only people in the manosphere dumber than Fake and Fraudle, with the exception of Donovan maybe, are their fans. 100% blue pill chimpanzees who like getting lied to. Pathetic, pure cuckery. They're like cucks. They want to get lied to. They know they're getting, a lot of them at this point, I would say like more than half of them, unless they're haters. There's probably some haters that follow them, hate follow. That's fine. Laugh at them and shit. But I'd say like most of their fans are not hate followers. Like probably at least 60% of them are not hate followers. And a lot of them from there, I think they know they're getting lied to. There's so many videos exposing them from huge channels that they know, and they don't give a fuck. They're being lied to. They're being fed blue pills.
I don't know that they actually watch the videos. I think that they read the thumbnail, they read the title, and then they get in the channel and the comments and go, "Fuck you, man! You don't talk about my lover." And they exfil, because I've had a couple. My channel grew by probably 4,000 subs off of those 3 videos. And I wasn't even clout chasing. I was just pointing out this, like, listen, man, you guys are following these fucking clowns, man. Listen, this is not how men act. And so I had a bunch of those dudes come in and they didn't even watch the video. You could tell they didn't watch the video. They didn't listen to what I said, because all they wanted to tell me I was clout chasing and all this shit. But the cognitive dissonance with these guys, like they are so detached. And so they listen, and it's the moment they listen like women do. You know what I mean? The moment they hear something they don't like, they shut it off and they start thinking about what they want to say.
Zombies.
They just can't fucking stop and fuck you, pride raiser. And then and then they threaten you to fights and all this. Like, dude, I would slap the shit.
Oh, and they're all millionaires, right? They're all millionaires with anonymous YouTube accounts. Like, it's fucking retarded.
Yeah, you're a millionaire who spends all day watching fucking Fresh and Fit videos. No, and it's their fans. Their fans are dumber than them. I don't think those dudes are dumb. I think they're delusional. I think they lack self-awareness. But I think they're actually intelligent. And the difference is, dummies don't know how to do what they're doing. They're the alphas of the betas. So, when you have, let's just say, computer nerds. Now, I know there's probably some badass computer nerds, but on average, your Silicon Valley soy latte drinking little dudes are pretty much almost a fucking girl. Those dudes, man, they look at dudes like me and you and go, fucking guys are stupid. Meat knuckle dragon meatheads, and but they need us when China and Russia come over here to fuck with it. They're gonna need men like us. We need women like them to build our computer chips and all this shit. But those dudes in their little hierarchy, they have an alpha in there. You know what I mean? And their alpha, their leader, the dude that it'd be Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs to those dudes is more dope than The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look at Steve and go, he's the shit. The Rock's a dumb fucking meathead. Man, look, I'd rather have The Rock on my side than Steve Jobs, because I don't really need a computer, but I do need to live. And so when you look at these dudes, they've put themselves in this category where they get to stand on top of the temple and roll the heads down of these fucking dumb bitches while all their little monkeys are down there. But all of them are beta bitches. They're all that. These dudes have put themselves on top of them and they're manipulating them. But the thing that they're not telling them is, I'm teaching you how to be the strongest version of a bitch. If they said that, it would be cool.
I think what they're really doing is they're basically faking this journey from beta to alpha and their own terminology and stuff. And these guys buy it just because they say it. I don't know what the exact phenomena term is. There's like a term for it. Like, I think it's first mover principle or something. It's like when you claim something, even if it's completely bullshit, there's a big chunk of idiots, just low IQ dumb fucks, who believe it just because someone said it. Like, oh, I heard it like on fake news, right? Oh, I heard Kyle Rittenhouse was a white supremacist.
Yeah.
How do you know that? Dudes. yeah, exactly. Like, it's fucking, and there's even now, right? Even after a jury and all this shit, right? that's the same principle at play. There's these fucking zombies who go, well, he's alpha because he said he was beta and now he's alpha. It's like, how do you fucking know that? Are you
And
dumb?
I don't know any guys who can get 6 girls around the table like that, so it gotta be alpha.
Yeah, even if they're just skanky, yeah.
They're
So I
paying
think
those dumb bitches to be there, and that's it. I mean,
they're providing the fantasy. These guys want to they want to be better with women. They want to do that. They idolize this fake alpha behavior, this fake masculine behavior of screaming at women and all this dumb shit, right? That because they're fucking beta. It's monkey see, monkey do. It's beta see, beta do. But you're right. It's not. In my view, they are dumb. They're just less dumb than their fans.
They are a word that goes, you know what? They are dumb, but they're not stupid.
There you go.
They're not fucking stupid, but they are dumbasses. I mean, that pretty much solidified because they're not stupid. These fucking dudes, man, are what they've done. Just the way that they've built that channel is pretty impressive, and it sucks because they have had such an opportunity to help dudes. But you know what? This is the thing. This is you said you didn't understand how these dudes could not see all the bullshit. What they do, I think, here's how they've got their financial shit, and then for whatever reason, people are listening to this bony, like I just had a baby built dude about fitness shit, and then they have their girl shit. Well, when they're kicking girls out and doing all that beta behavior, that's the majority of their guys. And so those dudes don't care whether or not they're keeping it real. They get to see these dudes bully these girls. And that's, if you look at their videos, those are the videos that get the most. People don't really give a shit about their crypto advice. You should invest. And all they're doing is taking that advice from some other channel. They're not smart like that, but they're smart enough to take the shit and talk to other dudes that don't even know how to balance a fucking checkbook and make them feel like they're getting financial advice. That's how, when you got a bunch of young dummies, and I'm sure their age demographics probably the 18 to 35s, that's the same as mine. These kids are lost. They have no real dad, otherwise they wouldn't be listening to those guys. And they're fucking irresponsible. Their mom probably didn't know how to do the checkbook, so they don't teach it in school. And then you get these guys go, hey man, let me tell you about your finances. You know, don't fucking run up credit card. Just simple shit your parents should have told you. And then go, these guys are geniuses.
What's the thing too is they attract. I think both of them didn't really. Neither one of them, fake and fraud, seemed like they had a father growing up. I know Donovan didn't. Donovan was raised by a toxic single mom. He's still He's a fucked up fat mama's boy. He's always been a fucked up fat mama's boy. You know, that's not his fault. He didn't have a father. Like he's just. I can sympathize with that to a degree, but he's a grown ass adult now. He's 44 years old or some shit.
Eventually, you got to grow out of that. You know what I mean? Like my mom was she was a piece of work. And I don't like talking shit about my mom because she's my mom, but the truth is the truth. And I get that. I mean, that was my journey. But luckily I had my stepdad up to the point where I was like, shit, 7, 8 years old. So right at that hardening off point, I had my pops went to the penitentiary, and he wasn't even my real dad, but I didn't even know he wasn't my real dad till he went to prison. And then his sister was a bitch. She hated me for whatever reason. And she's the one that told me, you know, you don't even know your dad. You're a bastard. And I was like, fuck.
Damn.
That made me emotional because from that point forward, my nephew, I mean, my cousins and my brother and my sister, she weaponized my bastardhood. And so I was the second oldest of, there's 8 kids, 4 in my family and 4 of my first cousins. And so I was the second oldest by like a couple of months. So I'm supposed to be at the top of the totem pole. But when she told us, when she did this shit on a 4th of July party with the whole neighborhood there. It was fucked up. So everybody got to find out at the same time. And that fucked me up, man. And it made me angry. And luckily, I had the influence of my stepdad. And I thought that was my father. No matter what they told me, give a fuck. That's my dad. And I'm going to be like him. He was a hell of an athlete. And my real dad was a piece of shit. And I thank God that I didn't get influenced by him. Because when I was a young dude, I wanted to be fast like my daddy. Well, shit, if that other dude would have been my dad, I'd have been, no telling what. But I get what it is, because when you're raised by a single mother, especially Donovan's not young. Back in those days, that shit was hard, man. I mean, it was hard. It's easier today because of all of the acceptance of being single moms and all that celebration.
Yeah.
But back then, being a half breed zebra, half black, half white, that shit was not cool. So I get that part of it, but it stopped being a problem by the time I got into college. I was just, I mean, you grow out of that shit. You have to become a man.
Yeah.
So, he doesn't get a pass. There's no pass on, I was raised by this. If you can use that excuse, this is my deal. If you can tell me why you're fucked up, yeah, man, I was raised by this. My mom was an alcoholic. My dad was abusive. So that's why I drink and beat people. No, fucker. That's why you're inclined to do it. That's why you think it's okay to do it. But the fact that you're telling me that's why you do it, really, that's what you want to do. Because it's like a crazy person doesn't know they're crazy. You know what I mean? Like a schizophrenic can't tell you all, they can't explain that shit to you. You're just going to talk to a bunch of different representatives. But if you can go down the line and tell a motherfucker and excuse all of your aberrations and all of your bullshit, then you should know how to fix them. If you know why you're fucked up, then fix it. And that's my biggest message in my channel. Like, it's okay, listen, I know women are fucked up. I get it. But the only way you're going to deal with fucked up women is if you don't know how to see it, if you don't know what you're looking at, if you're just going to fall for the shit and keep letting the same thing happen over and over again, it's not her, it's you.
I want to pause here on a point you just made me think of with these little, in particular, the fans, right? I want to put it out there so everyone understands my position on it, at least, and I want to see what you think about it too. I think the reason that these guys who follow them suck with women is directly linked to why they even follow those guys in the first place. And I think you would agree with that, right?
Yeah.
They get suckered by women in real life or on the internet, and then they get suckered by, so there's simp for women or there's simp for men.
Mm-hmm.
These guys there's a cognitive dissonance or just low IQ dumb fucks or whatever, but they don't get, like, you suck with women because you get scammed by these guys. That's the same thing going on. A girl is not going to explain it to you in that way. She doesn't know who you follow on YouTube.
Right.
But she sniffs, she smells that you're fucking simp and you're a dummy.
Or you're a weirdo, super thirsty or whatever,
or just weak. Yeah, exactly. So if you're watching, like, if you follow them, I don't hate you or nothing like that. I think you're a bitch. And you don't realize that you suck with women because you follow frauds and don't even want to admit it. Even when people tell you straight up, that dude's a fraud. There's evidence that he's a fraud and a fake and a loser and an effeminate mama's boy, and you still follow him. That's why girls fucking hate you, because they know you're a bitch. They hate that. There's nothing women hate more than a weak bitch, man.
And that's what these dudes, I mean, that's exactly what they portray.
Yeah.
If and that's what, luckily for me, when I was being negatively affected by the stuff that I was watching, because, Coach Greg Adams, I like Coach Greg. I think Coach Greg Adams he's kind of funny. He says a lot of good stuff. But the idea that, I got to keep saying this because there's new men coming in here, is a fucking lie. If these new dudes that are coming into space, they're going to find you. You got hundreds, if not thousands of videos, so they can scroll back and, get your "she's not yours, it's just your turn" video. You don't have to keep making that shit every 3 months. The reason why you do it, be honest, is because that's some catchy shit, and everyone loves to hear that. That's a really good crutch to use. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't going to work anyway, bro. So fuck it. I'm not going to put the effort for it. You know what I mean? Like, that is, to me, is such a loser mentality. Now, I'm not dumb. I don't, every girl deserves a chance. Fuck that. You can tell. I can look at it. If a girl's got Facebook and Instagram, bro, if I'm talking to her, if we're having a conversation and she's trying to sell me some purity shit, doing what they do, the purity dealer, she's selling this shit to me, all I got to do is look at her Instagram and her Facebook. And if I, on Instagram, just two scrolls, just two of these, and I know exactly who you are as a woman, and sadly as a dude too, because dudes do the same thing with the selfies and doing all this goofy shit like women do. It's all vaginal. They're all doing vaginal shit. And that's what these dudes, these guys, they're terrible with women. And then they go get they listen to these clowns that tell them to go cold approach women and shit like that. That's the creepiest shit in the world. I used to love watching dudes do that when I was in college. I'd go to a bar and I know a bunch of sorority girls. I'd sit at the table with me and my buddies, and we would watch all these dudes just go run up to these girls and get swatted like fucking ants. And it's like, man, that shit, only Chad can do that. Only the Chad can do that.
Well,
like, you're
I
just a
can,
regular dude, man.
I
It's gonna be
can.
hard to do that shit.
It is hard to do. I can disagree somewhat here because I learned how to do that the hard way by doing it. Like I
It's
was when I was in.
it's good for confidence though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If you're scared and timid, that's good to break that shit. But
yeah.
the idea that you got to go smash up on 1,000 girls and do
No,
that,
I'm not. I'm not into
I
that.
look at
Yeah,
that and I'm like,
that's
fuck, dude, that's
yeah,
kind of weird, bro.
yeah. No, that's trauma playing out. That people don't realize. They don't even know. When
Right.
guys do that. It's interesting when guys legitimately learn how to do that just to observe it. But no, I don't think anybody should go bang 1,000 chicks. That's crazy. Like you don't need to do that, man.
No.
I know guys. Guys like Tony Bruno's do hundreds of women, but not thousands. That's just because he's like 59 and
Right. Right.
he likes fucking women and he's not married. He's just living that life. But he's not a
Yeah.
weirdo. He's a socially calibrated, normal fucking human being
Yeah.
with a level head.
Tony's a balanced dude. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And he doesn't brag about it.
yeah,
That's if you go around telling dudes that you've banged over 1,000 chicks, first of all, you're probably fucking lying. And if you have, there's something wrong with you mentally. Like
yeah,
to me, this is just my opinion. But to fuck 1,000 women, man, that's your job. That has
yeah,
to be your job, man. Like to do that now. I'm sure if I went through my roster from the time, I mean, I'm 51 and I played the game, dude. I played the game even after I was married, and that's fucking completely bullshit. But that's what got me into this space, was being such a insecure fucking dude, man. I was insecure about who I was, married to a woman that was way better than me, just way better person and just better than me. And on a real deep level, I didn't think I deserved her, man. And I didn't know how to fucking talk to her. And so what I
damn,
would do is I'll go bang some stupid bitch. You know what I mean? Like I raced BMX professionally. So that was super easy to do. We'd go out of town and it was just easy to do it. I mean, every professional, even if you're a professional softballer, there's groupies, man. You know what I mean? There's
yeah,
groupies and everything. And it's just too easy. And it was just messed up. And that's why I tell dudes, man, if your idea of happiness and making it in life is making a bunch of money and fucking a bunch of women, when you do that, you are going to be so empty and still broken. And it's going to be worse because you might have AIDS or syphilis or some other shit. You know what I mean? You spend
yeah,
all your money up, you're going to go broke. Something's going to happen along that journey. You have to, at some point, you got to grow up, you got to be a man, and you got to take shit seriously. And it took me really getting into a dark place, just a really dark place, and being lost. I didn't know who the fuck I was. I was screwing off opportunities to do things that I really wanted to do, and I was just not there. And it was a big part of me was afraid of success. I was afraid of
hmm,
the responsibility that was going to come. And maybe I wasn't afraid of success. Maybe I was afraid to fail again. You know
hmm,
what I mean? And it was that little thing. And so it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. Things would happen and I'd blow that shit up. Like, shit wasn't going to work anyway. And that's why I look at this message where the dudes are telling guys, fuck it, man, it's not worth it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. It's not if you're a piece of shit. But if you get your shit together as a man and you can move through life and grow up and become a man, I don't know, and I'm not saying that everybody needs to get married, but I don't know any men that are successful as hell, like highly successful, that don't have a woman behind them that's not running the show, that's doing her fucking job. And so to
yeah,
tell me and it's not worth it, I'm like, dude, listen, I know too many wealthy dudes that are married happily. Now, they're not happy all the time because no one's going to be happy all the time. But the dudes that I know in that same group that are single that have money, those dudes are fucking miserable, dude. Now they get to bang chicks. They have fun when we party. They're the life of the party. But when the lights go out and they go home, those dudes are fucking broken. And they'll tell you, man, it sucks. I envy what, they're honest, but they're fucking pieces of shit. They're still little boys. And so many of them have been married and cheated on their wives, and and now they're not going to get married again because they know that that's who they are. And so, as a man teaching dudes to go and bone a bunch of chicks and all that, if you're a young dude, young guy, you're going to do what you're going to do. But if you're a 30-something-year-old dude, you're still hanging out where the 20-year-olds are, man. It's just me. If I could be a girl's dad, I would feel weird fucking her, man. That shit to me is strange. That's just weird to me, bro. And I get it.
Let's say this though: it's better to bang younger women than old fat women like
Oh
Donovan Sharp.
no,
I mean,
it don't even. She don't even have to be old. Just fat. Period is disgusting. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like fat women are gross.
This here is a large woman. I mean, it's a big woman here.
Yeah, she's a. I mean, dude, that's and again, it wouldn't be bad if he didn't tell everybody she was a dime piece.
That's right. I wouldn't. I would be
You know what I mean?
way. I'd be 10 times less intense, or not
If
even
he would
mention
have
it.
said,
If he didn't lie.
if he would have said she's a -4, but she's a good girl. But fuck yeah, homie. At least you got a good girl. You know what I mean?
or he just says I love her. Like, hey, I love her. She's kind of big. Whatever. I would leave it alone, man. Straight up. But
just hey, listen. I know you guys might not. You know, everybody's got their own flavor of Kool-Aid. This is delicious to me, and then leave it alone, man. You told motherfucker she was a 9 and a 10. Like on whose scale? A dude on death row, maybe a dude on death row that hadn't seen a woman in a minute. He might be like, yeah, it's 9. But
it's frauds in the hood, man. Yeah. Big old piggies,
who
man.
Those? Who makes that for you? That is, I tried to make one of those, and it's hard.
So I usually think of them. Sometimes my buddies will think of them, or the guys that work for me. But I'll think of most of them, and then either I'll do a sketch on my own that sucks, or I'll just tell my guy because he'll be over my house. I have like a whole house where we do video editing and shit and I film shit. So he's really good though with photo. He's my main guy for creative stuff, my creative director. So videography, video editing, photo editing, Photoshop. It takes time. I mean, dude, this meme took probably like almost 2 hours to make this meme.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I want to learn how to do that, but I've watched some videos. I'm like, I don't have time.
I can try it on my own, but it ain't never gonna. The reason they're funny is because they're really good. Because the guy's a pro. Right. I pay him real money to do this shit, man. But it's worth it to me because I run a business, and I'm like, this to me is worth. This is a business expense number one.
This is your business. Like, this is getting rid of that trash is important for your work. You know, and to me, it's not. I mean, I really appreciate what you do because even if people find you abrasive and all that shit, you're honest, man. And what you really want to help men. You wouldn't be doing this shit. This is too much. This is too much. This is too much work, and there's too much pushback. There's too much of the counterculture from the '60s has become our culture now, and now we're the counterculture. Now, men who believe in men who believe in traditional women and things being the way that they're supposed to be, now we're the counterculture. And that shit's hard to do. But when I look
even within the Manosphere, man, when I push back on these frauds, this costs me money when I do this. I could have had Donovan be a speaker. He could have sold tickets. Other guys, I could have teamed up with these fucking guys. I live in Orlando, a couple hours from them, right? I could have made a whole bunch of money by being complicit with fraud. Maybe not being a fraud, but being okay with it.
You would have sacrificed your soul, bro.
That's right. That's right.
You can't do that as a man.
Hell no. Hell no. You know what? You brought up something earlier, how money will corrupt men in prison, or money will show you who a man is. I had to file a fucking lawsuit this year against 2 guys who sold their souls for almost nothing. For very small, we're talking like $1,000. Sold their fucking soul for nothing. On a bargain sale. Like, you think this shit would be some real dope ass money, and then you can be like, well, that's some scumbag behavior, but I understand the financial incentive.
Yeah,
this is scumbag behavior. It's fucking retarded, man. Dude, you wouldn't believe, but because it shows you who people are, man. When push comes to shove, when you get even a little bit of money, I think it becomes more than that, right? It taps into their ego and the kind of shit like that. Yeah. Like, oh, I got paid to be a sellout, right? And it is. I learned. I know, dude. It's great. Like that made me, dude. Tony knows what I'm talking about, man. Tony knows, right? Other guys know. This shit is it'll make you vomit. That's how sick it is. Because that's how fucking weak men are today, man. These are men who pretend to be masculine men and alpha males and leaders of men. They will sell their soul for nothing. They have they have negative masculinity. Zero. Pussies, man. Absolute fucking pussies. It makes me sick. It's unethical. They broke. It's fucking retarded.
They have huge followings too. That's and I'm not hating, dude. I got to reiterate. I don't knock people for hustling, but when you're a fraud, When you're a fraud and you are misleading people or taking advantage of people, I have a problem with that. I just don't like it. And that's exactly what I mean. You've got these dudes playing, they're paper tigers, dude. They're paper tigers playing king of the jungle. And it's because there's so many sheep out there. I mean, who is that? Tomassi?
Yep. No mercy, man. I got no mercy. Look, Rollo was another one, man. Rich Cooper, this big channel, right? This Canadian pussy, right? He publicly, in front of Rollo's face, he was like, I can't believe Anthony booted Rollo. That's like his guy who sold him a shit ton of tickets. And he's right. Rollo sold a lot of tickets to events, but when push came to shove and I realized who this guy fucking was and what he had done, I'm like, this fraud is going to go. He's going to go. It's going to be nasty and it's going to be dirty. We're going to get in the mud and I'm going to get real fucking dirty. I'm going to be happy to get dirty because you're a piece of shit and you're a fraud. And that cost me over $100,000, you know, because I believe in what I fucking do, man. I don't give a fuck how much money it fucking costs me. Fuck all these people, man. I care about what's true and I care about these issues and I care about men and stuff. Not these fucking fraudulent losers, man. I hate this shit.
Right.
That's where the memes come from, man. Oh wait, that's the wrong. That's behind the thing, but yeah, I was trying
to make a video because this latest Fresh and Fit shit going on. I left, you know, I've made my videos and moved on and all that, but what they're doing now, them going after people, I got something to say about it, you know, and I figure if I got 4,000 from smashing them before, maybe I can get another 4 and, you know, convert some of their dummies over a little bit, because there's a lot of people who used to listen to them. Out of that 4,000 people that came over, there was a lot of dudes that didn't know. And when they saw that, I mean, there was a mass exodus. There's a lot of channels that blew up because of that.
Yeah.
But those channels, I'm watching them, they're doing the same shit. They're now doing the same thing that these dudes were doing, or they can't stop talking about those guys. But those dudes, they really need to. They need to go away from this space. Like that, a lot of people don't want them to lose their channel. They need to fucking lose their channel because they're screwing dudes up. I mean,
the copyright thing in particular, they deserve it at this point.
Well, that's a bitch move. That's a straight up bitch move. If you're gonna do that and you're playing that system, like, you good? You still good?
Yeah, I cut out for a second. I think you're back. I can hear you, but your video's stuck.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. You're back.
Okay. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, but it is a what's going to happen with you though, with losing, this is the way that this whole thing will work out. You shave that fat, you'll end up building more muscle back because of that. You might have lost 100 racks because of homie like not coming back, but because of that, because of your integrity, because of that, universe will come back and swing that back the other way. You'll make 200 racks from that.
Oh, for sure.
Let me
be clear though.
If kept him, you'd have been fucked.
Yeah, he would exactly. He was trying to kill my company, man. He wanted to steal it.
You would have been done.
Yeah. When I say though, it cost me over 100 grand. I don't even mean I'm getting some. Oh no, it's back now. I don't even mean it just cost me like opportunity 100K. Oh no. I didn't even mention that shit. This is like intentional fraud and deception. Rollo basically pushed like $50,000 in chargebacks and caused all these other damages. This was like hard dollars, not opportunity costs. So it costs like some serious money, man. I mean, tickets and stuff that never got sold, who cares? That's an opportunity thing, but that is what it is. That just stacks on top of the actual hard dollars it cost. And then you froze up. Can you hear me? Make sure that's not my internet. Hey, can you guys hear me on the chat? Yeah, my internet's working fine, it looks like. I think he froze up. Oh, he's back.
Good.
Are you there?
Yeah, I just rebooted. I didn't know if it was my fault.
That's okay. Yeah, you're good now. I'm going to kick your other one out.
Good stuff.
Cool. Anyway, what I was saying, I don't know if you heard it, but that 100K, man, that wasn't like opportunity cost with tickets. That's what Cooper was talking about, but I didn't even mention that. I wasn't even referring to that shit, really. The 100K was Rollo pushed like $50,000 in chargebacks. He told all these dudes this is like fucking wire fraud shit, man. I ended up reporting this to the FBI under the advice of an attorney. Like, he was like, this is wire fraud, because he was lying to these people. And the minute you lie and push money through credit card companies and PayPal, you're fucking playing with fire, man.
Federal offense, isn't it?
Yeah. They're not going to, but it's like 50 grand. So they're not going to do anything, I think. But they deal with like mafia shit and like big shit. But no, I mean, it was some serious shit, man. He was trying to kill the company on purpose, very intentionally at specific points too, man. It's a whole
Well, I
fucking
mean,
story.
he has to, because if you continue to exist, you will kill that guy.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
If he's no longer with you, then he's against you. That's the way
Yep.
that, I mean, that's the way that, see, that's the way, that's what I was trying to make. I was going to make a Fresh and Fit off of Napoleon Dynamite when they go to the MMA gym. I was going to make one. I need to figure out how to make a deep fake and put the faces on that to where they're real. Yeah. That would be dope. But I tried to do it yesterday. I'm like, I don't have time. I won't make it in time for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's art. I mean, it really is artwork that you got to make, and I pay guys to do it who are way better than me. I could do like dumb shit on paint, but it ain't gonna look. It'll be cheesy, but the minute it looks real, like this movie,
it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's when it's good, because people think it's like a real, like this. People are gonna look at this from a glance, and then be like, "Is that a real movie?"
That sharp picture is dope.
Oh wait, this one?
No, with him in the car.
We made his eyes bigger on that one too. We'll fuck with their faces and stuff.
That's awesome, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah. I really enjoy it too. Like I really hate fraud. So it's not a personal thing. Like, Fresh and Fake, whatever. They've never like attacked me. People think there's beef, and there's no beef. I don't have any. There's nothing personal between me and them, at least, right? Donovan, there's a little bit, but even that's not really personal. It's that he's a fraudulent piece of shit. He lied to my audience. He lied to his own audience. He lies to the Manosphere. It's sick. Calling his wife a 10 and a 9 and all this. Like, this
and he does
sick,
what you do. When somebody does what you do and they're fucking lying, that shouldn't be acceptable. It's just like, the Detroit dude that's that broke the internet with his badass gunfighting shit. Have you seen that dude? Oh my God. It's this black dude in Detroit. It's the funniest shit in the world. This dude has his students, they'll draw their weapon and they'll present, and he'll be standing there like one of the videos he says you notice how he's holding the gun in his hand. Your hands weren't really made to hold anything. And then he does this ridiculous shit that's gonna get people killed, man. You know what I mean? Wow. Like the dude's holding the gun here and he grabs the thing and it's some John Wick shit. I'm like, you're gonna have somebody get robbed by they're gonna spill all their thoughts in the fucking seat next to them because they thought that you're Detroit shit. If you're a firearms instructor and that dude's got 1 million followers and motherfuckers are going, bro, this is great shit. Can't wait till the Taliban gets here. As a firearm instructor, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, bro. You might not want to do that if that happens, man, because it's not gonna fucking work. That's what these dudes are doing. They're not only are they doing the same type of things that we're trying to do, they're directing men to go the other way, like against the grain of what it means to be a man. That's not what manhood is. And if that's what you're here for, you got to be called out. You got to be, you got to be done away with. Either you got to stop fucking lying, or you need to fix your shit. They're not going to stop lying. So, they just need to, I don't know what they need to do, but I think they need to just fuck off.
They need to just fuck off. Because like if they came clean tomorrow and it was legit and they were like, guys, we're frauds. We've been lying about all this shit. We want to come clean. We want to got our act together. That would be fucking cool. And I would respect that, but that ain't going to happen.
But then they would have to stop doing the dumb shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Because they've tried that. That's what these dummies, but they're dummy fans. They believe it when they apologize. This is not an apology. This is pandering. This is political propaganda. Yeah. It's just like a politician. Oh, I got caught banging hookers and snorting coke as a congressman. I apologize to my constituents.
That's not what we do in America, and I will not do it again. You got 3 hookers with cocaine on their titties in the hotel room waiting for you.
That's why I made fun of, you remember Andrew Gillum in Florida, that guy who was running for governor? Do I have a thing of him there? Let me see. No, I don't got any pictures and he pulled up. But anyway, the black guy,
the black dude that was super gay and was anti-gay and all that shit.
Yeah, he was banging a gay hooker doing crystal meth, and he fell asleep in his own puke in Miami. And this he's supposed to be a good father. Got like 3 kids, got a wife.
Super religious, I think. All that.
That's what these guys. I tried with Donovan. I made this big point. I'm like, look, when Donovan's a fraud, and to a lot of guys, this was a shock when it came out. Right, all the evidence and the receipts and shit. With Fake and Fraud, Don Miami, it's the same thing though. Almost every public figure, not all of them, but probably like 80% of them, politicians, celebrities, athletes, anybody who tries to, especially the woke people, right? They're all fucking frauds.
Yeah.
Anything they present in public is a character they sold you. And in real life, like Andrew Gillum, they're doing meth behind
Mhm.
and banging gay hookers behind their wife's back, putting their dick in men's assholes behind their wife's back,
And then
setting
going
that,
home.
then going home, and then their kids find that shit out in the news, and that is the example their father set for the daughter and the son. That's
Mhm.
fucking sick. And that's what all these public figures do, whether it's Donovan, Rollo. I mean, I don't know if he's putting their dicks in men's booty holes, but it's the
I don't know
concept
about those
the
two dudes.
concept is there. But you know,
Myron, no, Myron.
oh yeah,
Myron looks suspect to me.
for
I
sure,
think
hundred
that's why
percent.
Myron's so angry at the women. Fresh, the little troll looking dude,
Yeah,
he's just super thirsty. That dude just wants somebody to touch his wiener real bad. You can tell. He just please touch your precious. But Myron doesn't like women. I think Myron Myron is either secretly a fruitcake or something, man. But that dude's venom towards women and the way that he bows up to them and all that shit. Men don't do that. As a matter of fact, and I know this isn't popular anymore because everybody, I'm not going to help a woman that I don't know. But back in the day when I was a young dude, you couldn't even cuss in front of a woman. You know what I mean? Like that
Wow.
was not cool. And older dudes, if you said fuck in front of a woman, they would check you. Hey, there's women around.
Yeah.
Then women started cussing. You know what I mean? But there were women started cussing because men allowed it. You know what I mean? And that's the whole the whole thing that we have. But Myron, when I see dudes like Myron, I had a buddy of mine named Brian when we were young dudes. And Brian was an athletic dude, man. And we didn't know he was gay. He didn't know he was gay. He thought he was a regular dude. And Brian had a girlfriend. And one night, I don't remember, I think she was just in the house with us. I mean, nobody was messing with her, but she was just in the house waiting on him to come. Her mom dropped him off or something. This dude took this girl out in the parking lot and beat the shit out of her, dude. It was like, what? And we heard it from the inside the house. We heard what was going on. I thought he was just yelling. We went outside and he was just like, dude, but he punched like this, like a girl. So it was splash, but it wasn't real brutal, but it sounded bad. And he was just pop, pop. And we went out there, we broke it up. Well, about 3 years later, I ran into one of our buddies that was in that crew. And he's like, Brian's gay, right? Like, wow, that explains a lot. Because he used to get so mad at, I mean, he was like Byron. As soon as they said anything that was weird, he fuck you, bitch. Just, I mean, all that monkey shit, but he would never do that to us. We'd talk shit to him. He would never square up on one of us because we'd sleep that dude. But he'd beat the shit out of a girl, and he ended up being a fruitcake. So when I look at Myron, the way he moves and tries to bully chicks, I'm like, I think you're mad because they got a vagina and you don't. That just makes you angry like a dyke bitch who wants a dick.
I think you're onto something. I hadn't thought about this. I knew Myron was kind of bi or something. That's what he looks like to me. Gay or something. But I think the psychology of it, I think you're breaking it down pretty well. That makes a lot of sense.
It's weird, bro. It's weird. I've never seen an adult straight man do that. That's what I've seen young dudes, young 13, 14-year-old dudes. And a lot of times that shit stems from their house. You know what I mean? I saw that because their dad or their baby mama or whatever the fuck it is. Those people and that dude beats that dude's mom's ass. Well, he's going to do that too. That comes about, you get that. But he's too old for that. He's too old for that to be the case.
Yeah. Myron's my age. I think he's like 34, something like that. 33, 34.
I mean, that shit at 25, 25 is a cutoff for the little boy shit to me. If you're 26 and you're still doing that, you're still a little boy. And he squares up on him, man. You know what I mean? Like, he don't just yell at him. He's square, like he toes the line. It's like, what the fuck, bro? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna throw a left hook? I mean, what are you doing? What is this you're doing? Towering him. He's a tall dude. All of those things, when I look at that, I'm like, that's fucking guy's insecure.
Yeah, very insecure. Yeah, super.
You're 6 foot something, and you just go and do that to these little girls. You're a bitch. I mean, that's what that is. And I really think that there's a part of him that is he's just a little fruity, man, and he's mad because he's going to have to become a Decepticon if he wants to have a vagina. So he just lashes out whenever he sees one, man. And so, maybe that's it, you know. And if that's the case, we got to kind of feel sorry for the dude because he's trapped in the wrong body.
And I think he would be, if he comes out as gay and he comes to grips with it. I think he would, a lot of that anger would subside, right?
Yeah,
I would guess that would go away because he wouldn't be at war with himself.
he wouldn't be at
It's
war with
self
himself.
hatred, you know.
And you know, and here's the crazy part about Anthony: if he did that, then he could give women sound advice about how to be with the men that they like, because he's a bitch. See, you can't help men. A woman can't tell a man how to be a man. So he's sitting there trying to tell men how to be men based off of his perception. He's telling men how to be the man he would like to date.
Yep.
He's still like, listen, man, if I could be free, if I could do what I wanted to do, I'd be this kind of man. This is my boyfriend right here. But when he comes out and says, you know, I'm gonna own my flag, then him and the little troll, they can have a real conversation. But the troll has to say, I'm a trick. All I am is a John for these hoes. I'm gonna teach you guys how an ugly short troll pulls chicks.
Yeah, you know what he looks like? He looks like a Goomba out of Mario Brothers. You know, the little Goomba with that little squishy face, and he looks like a little Goomba. Yeah,
He
I'm probably gonna make a meme of that sometime.
He kind of looks like Frodo, a black Frodo. Isn't that the dude who liked the ring? No, Smeagol. Smeagol.
Yeah, Smeagol. Yeah. Well, that's a Rollo. We got a Rollo, one of those two. Rollo looks like Smeagol too, with the hair and
got on
shit.
juice a little bit and got a tan, man. And if they were just honest, that's all they need to do is just be honest, dude. Be honest. One of them say he's a Decepticon in transition, and the other one, I'm a troll, ugly, whatever the fuck he is, and I got to spend money for box. And it ain't, if you're ugly and short, you got to spend money for box. Boom. And then other motherfuckers would be like, you know what? At least I know now. At least I know that the only way I'm really going to accomplish this is to have some money, because it's kind of true. You know what I mean? If you're 5'5",
or you can fuck fat women. I mean,
yep. Then Donovan can help you out with that. Donovan can hook you up, tell you how to adjust the numbers. That you know, Donovan's good with the fat accounting. You know.
Well, look, Donovan's wife is a 10. I mean, let me be clear about that. She's a 10 on a scale of 1 to 100.
Right.
So she's a 10. You just got to understand the scale.
Hard. I'd even give her 10.5 if we're doing it fair and honest.
Yeah, man. Yep.
And you know, and again, I don't, dude. If she's in the ring, she gets punched, and she's in the fucking ring, so she shouldn't let him lie. You know, hey man, you know I ain't no 10. Tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell it. And it's funny because he kept her hidden until you blasted him. That's some funny shit. You never heard about his girl until you fried his nuts, dude. When you put his nuts on the barbecue, then all of a sudden he's showing her side shot, showing her from this side, like you. Come on, man. What the fuck are you doing? And it's funny because he almost denied her existence. Oh, you know, I got this girl. I got this, you know, Devin's a 10. But I'm not going to fuck her till she does this. Like, man, what did she look like before she lost the weight then?
Well, what's interesting, I don't know if you know this. Maybe you do, but let's talk about this for a second. Then I want to shift gears a little bit to like BLM and shit like that. Because you've done videos on them too. But
yeah,
Donovan is actually a sub. He's a submissive, and she's the dom in the relationship. She actually runs like Miss Piggy, right? Running Kermit the Frog, or trying to. She actually runs Donovan like Edwin, hardcore. She runs the business. She makes all the decisions. She manages the relationship. She blue balls him when he's disobedient. He jokes about this on his Patreon. I'm dead serious. Now the joke is just
telling the truth.
That's just telling the truth. Exactly. I mean, this shit is fucked. Not only is he not alpha, red pill, alpha male. That's all, like I said in my documentary, it's like a Batman persona that he's crafted that's completely fake, right?
Wow.
And the reality is the opposite. He is a bitch. He is submissive. And the stuff in public is the mirror opposite of what is going on in reality, that she dominates him. She bullies him. That's why they had their little marriage thing, little wedding and shit. He didn't actually want to do that. There's actually a video where he's screaming about her doing that shit. He's like, try that shit. And that to me screams of someone who just had an argument in the relationship like the night before, where she said, I'm going to leave you if you don't fucking marry my ass. So I mean, dude, it's sick, man. It's sick. This is my honest observation and opinion. and evaluation of what that relationship really goes on. He really is a blue pill, beta male, mama's boy, chimpanzee who goes on the internet and role plays that he's some alpha. And in real life, he's run by literally an old, nasty fat woman, a Miss Piggy.
Wow.
I mean, it is so fucked. It is actually worse than Fresh and Fit. Their shit's goofy and retarded and fake and fraudulent.
And childish, but that's disgusting, dude.
Yeah, it's advanced beta male stuff.
Hey, but you know what's really? I got the Miss Piggy reference. The brilliance of that meme is badass because he sounds just like fucking Kermit the Frog. So that is beautiful, dude. That was good stuff, man. That's crazy. I think that's one of the things, I was talking to one of my buddies about this very thing. They're like, man, how are you putting aren't you worried about blowback coming, people fucking with you online? I'm like, dude, listen, anything that anybody can say online is they're going to be guessing, or they're going to try to say I'm something because I said something that bothers them. But there's not anything that anybody can, like, no one, I'll give you the fucking keys to the city. Find some shit that's not who I say. I don't believe in doing. I am who I am, and I'm not an alpha. I'm not any of that. I'm just a dude, man. I'm just the regular ass dude that looks at shit honestly as possible. Yep. And I look at that. These guys that are playing these characters, it's disheartening because the men that they're leading astray are part of this population. OnlyFans, these girls are making a bunch of money. Why? There's all these alphas, but these bitches wouldn't be making this money if there wasn't actually a bunch of betas behind the scenes.
They're profiting off of a sick culture. These people are basically sick, and they're just making money off it. It's fucked. I think in the end too, it'll destroy you. There's a saying I like from one of our speakers. He's a medical doctor in South Carolina. He's very cool, emergency doctor. And he said that basically unearned wealth will destroy you. You want to earn you want to be rich, but you want to earn every fucking penny honestly, as legitimately, honestly as possible. Because even if you sell dick pills and whatever, right, some scam bullshit like that, or you do like the frauds do in the Manosphere, right, making money off, these wounded men. They're predators preying on wounded men, basically. Right. But in the end, all that shit will come back to bite you in the ass. You can't escape it. And now when they step on their own dick and they put their dick in their mouth or their foot in their mouth and all that shit, that is what's happening in real time because that shit don't happen to me. Why? Because I do an honest channel. I make honest conventions that are really fucking good. The tickets cost real money and it ain't no bullshit. You get what you pay for. That's it. It's simple. You come to a conference, there's speakers, and then you leave. Like, it ain't no fucking, it's not some convoluted, course on the internet about DM and women. DMs, all this, bullshit. Oh, no, we got Donovan's womanese.
Stupid shit.
Volume 25. I mean, this is such a fucking scam.
Who the fuck buys that?
Broken, wounded men,
man.
It's sad. It's sad, man.
It's very, very, very sad, man. It's very sad because you have all these guys doing this, but our culture's still fucked. Okay, I've been doing this red pill shit since 2012. Well, that was 9 years ago, and shit's gotten worse. So you haven't been doing a good job, apparently. I mean, fucking A, man. If you've been doing it that long, you've influenced all these men. You should. I mean, my goal in my channel is this. I'm not trying to be anybody's guru. I don't want any of that. I'm trying to help you see what you can't see and then go do what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, if whatever you give a fuck about, whatever you can do, go change your world where you're at. You're not going to be a part of mine. We're not going to be buddies and shit. Now, if I develop this camp and we bring dudes in, it'll be completely different than buying some goofy ass program. You come to my shit and you leave, you will be different when you leave here. You will definitely be different. But until we do that, I've got my 90 Day of Suck program, and that's the membership that I have on my site. I started to do Patreon and all that. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to squeeze anybody I don't need anyone to give me money because I'm talking to them. This is free. Now, if you want to do this program, it's $9.95 a month, but it's not I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to show you what to do, and then you're going to tell me what you're doing. Not, take this step, this step. That shit doesn't work. Those things, when you do those things and it feeds helping men, that's a good thing. But again, back to these guys, this fraudulent bullshit where you're selling programs and courses. Let me tell you this right now, but if you really want to know it, buy my book. My book is now available on such and such. Fuck your book, dude. Fuck your book and fuck all you're doing. You're saying all these things to sell this stuff. And that to me is just, it's weird because it's all bullshit. You know what I mean? It's all the same bullshit. And if they're teaching you game,
yeah,
to me, game is weird because no one can teach you game. The way you learn game to me is the same way you learn how to fight. You get your ass kicked. You go in, you do some hard shit, you catch that shot, you go fuck. And now you know how to move. Like, okay, I'm not going to get caught with that shot. That's game. When I first started talking to girls, I sucked at it. Now, if I wanted to do that, it'd be too fucking easy, especially with the way things are now. It'd be too easy.
But you're saying you learn from mistakes, and I agree with that. You learn by getting punched in the face.
Yeah. And
that's what happened to me, man. I talked to a lot of women, and a lot of them fucking blew me out. They want nothing to do with me. Oh, you've seen it, cold approach and shit.
Yeah.
But I did it in these like loud bars and clubs and shit too, like the worst environments.
Yes.
And that to me was like a training ground to like get, I went on the news. A lot of people were surprised at how well I did with Piers Morgan and these feminist banshees, yelling at me, talking over.
Badass, dude.
Thanks, man. But talking over me and shit. It's because I've been through that thousands of times in these shitty little college dive bars.
Yeah.
People are drunk and screaming and talking over you and don't want to do, whatever the fuck, right? So when they're doing this on TV, eventually I got mad. I'm like, yeah, fuck these people. I'm just gonna go fucking 2 a.m. at a bar. Like it was 3 a.m. anyway, so I was kind of really tired.
Right.
The filters were going away. I'm like, all right, no, fuck it.
Hey,
fake news.
That to me, cold approaching like that, that's different than what I see these guys teaching dudes, where you just go and impose yourself and like put yourself in a situation. Because I know I've been around enough women growing up and like on a friendly basis to the point where, because I didn't want to fuck them, so I talked to them like normal people. And they tell you shit, and one of the creepiest things in the world to girls is when they're together and some dude or a group of fucking dudes rolls up on them, hey, and so whatever. Again, unless you're Chad, unless you're the dude she wants to fuck, that is all you're doing is sharpening your knife, getting used to rejection. And that's not a bad thing, because I think a lot of dudes take shit personally. You know what I mean? They'll go talk to a girl and she simply brushes them off, or she's a cunt maybe. And then they get all in their feelings and like, fuck you, bitch. It's like, just laugh that shit off, bro.
What I actually used to do, man, is I would go out looking for girls, like they call it two-set and pick up artist terms. So two girls that are friends that are out together at a bar, because either one of them or both of them are looking to get fucked. Now this is modern hookup culture, but this to me is a perfect set. Because if the friend didn't cock block you, she was gonna help you. So either she's gonna try to fuck with you and you can you can bow up to that, or she's gonna help you because her friend wants to get laid.
Yep.
And so to me, that was like simple, not 3, 4, this, birthday party bullshit. I hated that shit.
No,
but two girls. Yeah, it's really fucking hard, because then you got like 3 fucking girls that are gonna cock block you. One girl maybe likes you and wants to bang, but she doesn't want to get peer pressured and all this bullshit. So it's just
you don't want to get called a whore by her 3 girlfriends that got boyfriends.
Yep.
But those girls will fuck the right Chad at that party if he shows up on time.
That's right.
So it's a weird deal. So like when I say that the cold approach shit is that, to me, I'm talking about the guys who say get numbers, go up to 100 chicks a day. To me, I think a guy that's already having a hard time with women, who's got in his feelings, getting rejected 100 times a day, that'll make a dude suicidal. Become fucking interesting. Be an interesting dude. Because a lot of times what I learned was this: if you want to get at the hot chick, dance with the fat friend, dance with the ugly friend. If you're a dancer, go, just go bullshit with the one, because the girls know who's hot. And if there's 3 chicks, they all know who the hottest one is. And the one that's the hottest, she really knows. That's why she brought the trolls with her.
Yeah.
So when you go to that group and you go straight to the hot chick, the trolls are going to be against you. But if you go grab one of them trolls, you're not trying to bang her. You just, hey, man, how you doing? And just be nice to her. Then the hot chick gets jealous. She's like, why didn't you talk to me? And then you act like she ain't there. Then motherfucker, she just start chasing you around. Like, you didn't see me? Hey, let me put, what about now? Can you see me now? Like, nah, bitch.
Yep.
That's, to me, that's the better approach. But you have to have confidence enough to go talk to the ugly girl. You know what I mean? It's like, it can't be all, "Oh, I got to talk to this hot chick only," because, hey, man, just learn how to talk to people. You know what I mean? Because chances are that fat girl might think she's better than you anyway. With the way the dynamics go today with Tinder and all that, she might think she's a, well, shit, she might be dating Donovan and she thinks she's a dime. So
Yeah.
gotta be
That's what he
careful.
tells you. Hey, let's we've been going for almost 2 hours. So before we wrap up, I want to shift gears a little bit. I'll talk about bigger cultural issues. You've been pretty critical of BLM.
Yep.
Black, what is it? Burn, loot, murder.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your views on Black Lives Matter and what you think about, particularly with 2020, what we saw with that when that really got big and there was the riots and all that shit.
Man, you know, that being the age that I am now, I've seen this cycle. This is all cyclical. And when they wire these people up, it's the same bullshit. They peel off the scab and say slavery, 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 oppression, 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 all this bullshit. People get mad, shit gets burned, people get killed, lies get told, promises made, broken, back to the bullshit. I saw that shit. I saw the results of it when I was a child. We had the riots, the Watts shit. That was in the 60s, I believe. Then you had all the stuff that had, that happened, I think in the 90s. You've got Reginald Denny. They snatched him out of the car, threw a brick upside his head. That shit erupted because of Rodney King. All of this shit happened, and they manipulated the fuck out of us with the Rodney King, because they showed us Rodney getting his ass whooped in the middle of the street by those cops, but they didn't even tell. They never made a mention about the fact that he just beat the shit out of a woman cop before they caught him. That would have changed everybody's opinion about that. Had they known that he beat the shit out of a woman, and that's why they leaned on him, it wouldn't have made it right. But motherfuckers would have been like, shit, man, if he would have whooped my woman, I'd beat his ass too. So there would have been a big difference in opinion of that. When that shit happened with George Floyd, I saw it and it made me furious. I even wrote a poem. I made a video about it called Nigger. And it was basically talking about it. It was pretty good, dude. I took it down because it was a little bit harsh. But basically it was talking about my experience as growing up as a half-breed and all of the hurdles. Like the girls that I liked growing up, they were little pretty white girls with blue eyes. Their dads weren't real cool about them dating me, and the black side of my family didn't like that shit, even though I was a half-breed. So, I didn't understand why all this shit, why can't I do this? Why can't these kids play with me? Why can't, all this stuff? And then all the things that we learn in America through our families. So a lot of black families get taught, you're going to have to work 10 times harder than the white folks to do this. And, the police are going to do this and you're going to do that. You hear a lot of this bullshit growing up from losers who are running from the fucking cops and doing shit wrong. And then they give that to the kids. They feed that to you. And then you grow up running from the fucking cops. And so when I've seen this pop off, at first I was like, you know what? This is bullshit. And the things that are wrong in this culture, black people are looked at differently here. Now, oppression, systematic, all that, I don't buy in that. There's systems that are broken. School system sucks. The prison system sucks. But it's not about your color. It's about your class in this country. That's all it is. Because wealthy people don't go to fucking prison. They don't do. You can buy your way out of the court system. It's just they're playing chess with people in the court system. That's all it is. This lawyer's got 5 dudes. This lawyer's got 5 dudes. This one dude has a bunch of money, so he'll sacrifice the other 4 to let the other dude. They're just a buddy system. But when you have a high population, the penitentiary is a lot blacks and Mexicans. There's a lot. Now that looks fucked up. But then when you look at the crime statistics, who's committing the crime? Those statistics, when you look at some populations, 13-14% of the whole population committing a huge, substantial amount of the fucking crimes, especially the violent ones.
It's like 56% of violent crime, I think, is by black men. Mm-hmm. And if you're a black man, you're most likely to be shot by another black guy.
Another black man. And it's, to me, we hate one another. We don't, this Willie Lynch mentality where dark against light, young against old. It's all the different sections that you can cut black people up in. Willie Lynch, whether that letter that he wrote or the speech, whether or not it's fake or not, if it's fake, whoever wrote it was genius, because it's exactly how black people treat each other. They're like fucking crabs in a bucket as a society. And you get guys who start to make it, and then the crabs grab them and kill them. They don't just pull them down, they fucking murder them. Look at Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle was trying to raise the community's awareness of how to be successful, and some fucking thug loser kills the dude. And the Black Lives Matter goes after these anomalies where a white officer kills a thug who most of the time wasn't fucking complying. Then they want to get up in arms, but when these babies are getting murdered, like it's a season to do so in these cities, they say nothing. And so when I look at this shit, you know, when I first
most
saw the
of
movement,
I think almost half of abortions are for black babies, like
most
30,
of the
40% of them.
hood. The fucking abortion clinic is in the hood. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Just like gun shops and liquor stores. And I look at that and I go, is this systemic racism? Okay, it might be a little bit of a slant because they don't have that shit in Beverly Hills, but just because it's there doesn't mean you have to fucking use it. And so in the crack era, we tore our communities up with crack. That's what we did as children. We were fucking hustlers. We tore our communities up. Okay, we didn't bring it over, but no one made us sell it. Nobody made anybody consume it. And so the conditions that have been set up have been fucked up, but the people that are in that community are doing things that are fucked up. And so when this whole Black Lives Matter shit started off, I agreed with the sentiment because I think everybody's life matters. But then when I found out what their manifesto was, it's all fucking Marxist bullshit.
Anti-patriarchy.
Black Lives Matter wants to turn the whole fucking world or the whole country into the ghetto. That's exactly what they want to do. Because what they advocate is what happened in the 60s when the government paid black women to throw black men out of the house to fucking pay money. You see what I'm saying? Like, no one made those women take that money. You chose that shit. You can blame the government all you want, bitch, but you took the fucking money and you ran the dude out the back door. I remember being at my buddy's house and watching the dad jump out the fucking window because the social workers were at the front door. We didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, where'd your dad go? He can't be here. We were children. We had no idea, but that's the way that system was set up. Get the dad, run his ass off. We'll pay your rent. Section 8. We got you covered. Don't worry about it. Have a bunch of babies. Rabbit that shit up. Boom, 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 boom. And now these fucking crazy delusional women their children themselves raising retards that fucking hate each other, hate themselves. And so when you grow up out of the bullshit and you look at it, they're trying to turn the whole country to the ghetto, do away with the family, boost this elemental P gay shit, all this. They're trying to destroy the fucking country. And so I think they're terrorists. I think they're a terrorist group and they should be treated as such. I mean, they burned shit down all last year. That's not terrorism, but January 6th is.
They targeted. They were burning down police stations, man.
Yeah,
I mean, imagine a bunch of white guys get together, go kill a bunch of fucking black cops or something, or cops, and then burn down a police station. Like,
you didn't hear that's already happening, Anthony. Isn't that what this is all about? Yeah. I mean, that's what's already. I mean, that's what they're fucking saying, and that's what I'm thinking. The biggest problem, and it's almost funny, but it's not. If and when the men that I know, my friends and the people that are like them, and there's a fucking bunch of them, when they get tired of standing on the sidelines of this shit, this is going to be bad. It's going to be fucking bad. There's patriots in this country that have been waiting patiently, and these monkeys run around the street burning up shit, crying about oppression and all this. They are going to talk themselves up on something that's real. And when these fucking people get tired of dealing with this shit, it's going to be bad, dude. And so that's kind of why I'm trying to, I don't talk to the black manosphere. I think that's fucking stupid. I'm a man, period. You call me what you want to. I'm talking to whoever listens to me. But the black folks that I'm talking to, I'm trying to get them to understand, listen, you're being used. You're being fucking played. And all you have to do is ask yourself, if the evil white man was the one that was the cause of all your problems, and he was the reason why everything's fucked up in this world, why would he tell you and everyone that he was the bad guy? Why would, if he owns all the media and all the shit, why would you put the target on your own back?
Yep.
And with that being said, you really think that at the end of this, you're going to come out better? Seriously? This is your front row seat in the fucking Titanic. That's what this is. They're using you to divide, because that's the biggest divisive thing we have. Black, white. Then you got men, women, gay, straight. So they've chopped the pie up, but the black and white one is the most volatile. That's the most volatile one. Yep. If they can set that powder keg off, oh, then the blue hats have every fucking reason to come in here, and then they get to move their agenda. This is all a plan. And this BLM shit, the feminists, the homo, all that shit, all of these useful idiots and propped up and pushed forward for divisive shit. And just like Yuri Bezmenov said in his 84 speech, when they're done with them, they'll squash them like fucking cockroaches, dude.
Yep.
What's coming?
Yeah, you do a lot of videos on your channel I've seen about hard times that are coming and all that stuff, and I love it, man. I agree. I mean, I live in Florida. I love it. I'm really glad I live here. I was born here. I was raised here. But I watch the rest of America in particular, and it's really sad, man. It's fucked. Florida's pretty good, but, you know, that's why they say make America Florida again, you know, shit like that or whatever. But yeah, it's bad times coming, man.
We live in the two best states, I think, to be in right now. Texas and Florida, right now, are the best place to be. And I know Texas, we have a lot of fucking special forces dudes here, man. We got a lot of special forces vets here.
Yeah.
This is where I want to be. You know, if shit's gonna hit the fan, die right here on this hill. That's what we're doing, man. So it's a good place. You're in a good spot, dude. So if shit goes bad, our boats will be floating for a little longer than New York's.
Yeah, it's there really is hard times coming, man. I mean, you call the whistle on it. A lot of the people do on YouTube and stuff and in the Manosphere, but that day is coming when it's no longer a warning and it's here in your face. And we saw, I think, a taste of that in 2020. The COVID stuff obviously is part of that too. This big scam.
For sure, dude. The shot, all of that bullshit, there's an agenda behind that too. And I don't know what it is, but it's helping anyone. People are getting fucking different kind of sick and it's mutating. They're changing definitions, man. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna change the definition of drunk to happy and then just tell the cops, I'm just happy right now. Let me drive, man. Okay, roger that. Go.
Yeah.
So vaccine doesn't have to kill anything. It just makes it comfortable. Fuck you. That's not what this is supposed to be. So all of this elite bullshit that they're doing, there's either something in that pill, in that shot, or they're trying to do, there's something to it. It's not about health. If it was health, we wouldn't be where we are with the food and shit. So there's going to be rough times for sure. And we have it coming. You know what I mean? Like we've got it coming as a country. We've been cunts all over the planet, letting these elite motherfuckers kill our sons and daughters, you know, in their useless wars and shit. And we've got some reckoning coming to us, dude. It's not going to be easy and it's not going to be announced. It'll be sudden and it's going to suck. And I mean, all you can do is get your shit right and be able to die well. I think, you know, that's my goal, is I want to be able to die with just die well. You know, with
honor. Yeah. I think the whatever this, you know, a buddy of mine recently was saying that, you know, it's kind of like we're all on a plane and the plane is definitely going to crash. The question is not if it's going to crash, it's how it's going to crash.
Right.
Is it going to be a kind of a decent landing where people survive? Right. Or is it crash so hard that everybody
nose down and explode?
Yeah, totally.
And you know, and we got Let's Go Brandon and his whole fucking administration. They pushing the shit forward and gun. I mean, they're going full speed ahead, nosedive, and there's no pull up, dude. And we are going to crash for sure. And your buddy's dead on. It's just a question of how many casualties. Is it going to be complete and just ultimate, or are we going to be able to do some fighting? You know what I mean? It's just one way or another, we're going to end up on the fucking ground.
I think though that there will be it'll be healthy what happens, no matter how much it sucks. That this kind of reckoning, it'll almost be like a redemption moment.
It'll clean the shit out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's natural that this happens as a cycle of history, You get decadent, you get decadence, you get rich, you get wealthy, you let women run things, you let all this insane shit happen. You know, and that everything has a price. So it all comes back.
There's
The
no
bill
free
comes due.
shit. There's nothing that comes free, dude. I mean, and that's what you said earlier about money. You know, when it comes quick, it goes quick. But normally when it goes, it hurts when it goes. You know what I mean? And that's where you know you get
when I think about
and start living and it gets pulled out. That you fall further than where you came from.
That's right. That's what you mentioned with Fresh and Fit. I think that's what will happen to them. A fool and his money are soon parted. And I was tweeting yesterday. I thought of this, but you know, they say the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Well, I think the faster they rise, the faster they fall. And I think with the trajectory of Fresh and Fit, assuming that I think Umru is maybe still fed. They use like a plant basically from Homeland Security and shit. That aside, in terms of the protection that might provide them on YouTube, explaining why they haven't even been banned yet for all the dumb shit they do, pulling guns and shit and all this fucking shit, right? But I think that basically they're just going to implode. Their business partnership's going to explode. They're going to get kicked off YouTube for this copyright shit. It's just going to happen fast, and people are going to be their fans. These little cultists, these little zombies, are going to be surprised. It's like, man, they exploded out of nowhere by manipulating the algorithm with these skanky ass hoes, and then they fell apart even faster because that's how life works, man. You blow up, the mob is fickle. You act like a bunch of dummies. You fucking shoot yourself in the foot 10 times in a row. Eventually, you ain't got no feet, and you fall over, or you end up in debt. You know, shit like that. And these people are going to be all surprised by it. Oh my god, I can't believe that happened. It's like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? These immature, dumb fuck little beta boys ran into a bunch of clout and popularity real fast. They didn't really earn it. It just kind of got dumped on their lap, right? That happens. It is what it is on YouTube. There's makeup channels that got 10 million subscribers for some dumb chick that put a makeup tutorial out. You know, like it's fucking dumb and it's gonna blow up. And these guys are gonna be all butthurt about it. It's like, man, they deserve this. This is what you get when you act like a dumb fuck. When you think you're some big shot and you attack a bunch of people fraudulently using copyright systems and all the negativity they're gonna get. It's all on them. They earned it. You made You made your bed. You sleep in it.
Yeah, I mean, nobody did anything to them. They got on stage, they played their song. Their song fucking sucks, and the crowd's booing, dude. It's time to go. You know what I mean? And when it goes, it's gonna. I mean, because if they didn't have money before, these fucking cunts are living a lifestyle that is way above their means. It's like dope dealers, man. Dudes who sell dope. These dudes don't really think about tomorrow. They want to flash, they want to shine, they blow money, they do all this stuff, and then they get busted and they can't pay their lawyer. You know what I mean? And they have nothing. That's what happened to us. I mean, we didn't go broke. But dude, if you don't prepare, if you don't do things to make sure that when you fall, because you probably will, you got to be able to take care of your shit. If they're buying Lambos and all that, they didn't buy that shit cash. Those cars are going back. All that shit's going to go back, and it'll be a beautiful reset. And just like the country, that's what will be good for them. You did it before, you can do it again. America is fucked now, but we built ourselves to something mighty before. We can do it again. Before we do it again, there's a cleansing that needs to happen. And the only way that it's going to happen is if this thing plays itself all the way out, our hubris comes to play, and then we go back to not having what we have today. And it sucks, but I think that's necessary, bro. All the technology. See, if this doesn't happen and the technology continues to push forward, we're fucked anyway. With the AI and the robots, this is not conspiracy. This shit can only go bad. You know what I mean? You got robots that are smarter than us that can download shit. Then you can't kill them. Then you're going to make it to where they can jump fucking 13 foot on top. What are we going to do? We need to let this shit go bad now. Let's drop the fucking internet. Let's start throwing rocks at each other again. Because if this shit continues, that shit we saw 25, 30 years ago with fucking Terminator is not just going to be a movie. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be surprised if they already got that shit now. That's why they're flexing on us. But we need to get men. I think men need to wake the fuck up right now. We need to realize that where we're at, our pleasure's killing us. The things that we seek pleasure, women, booze, money, possessions, it's killing us. We got to get back to what shit that actually matters: family, health, community, And if you're spiritual, whatever you call God, if we don't do those things, we're just fucked. And it's gonna be the men to do it, because the women and all the alphabet weirdos and all these fuckers that we've given the will are just driving toward Niagara Falls, dude, high-fiving each other. Look, you can see forever. Like, no, bitch, that is a cliff. And that's where we're going.
Yep. I've said that for a while about women. You know, women are driving each other off a cliff. And, you know, you have some women try to pull back on the reins of feminism, but nobody listens to them. And these dumb little hoses.
They get thrown off the boat. And I mean, it's crazy how the psychos eat one another. Skynet. That's exactly right, dude. That's what Google is. Google's fucking Skynet or Meta, whatever all that shit will be. It's all. I mean, it's too beautiful. It's too perfect. And we're sitting here watching it, celebrating this shit, dude. Can't wait to get the new thing in my hand so I don't have to answer my phone. Like, fuck that. Give me an old rotary phone. Do not need the cell phone shit. I want to go back to the Stone Age, bro.
I don't blame you, man, with the decadence and the insane world we live in now. I mean, I grew up mostly in the 90s, and even that feels alien compared to what we have now.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
dude.
You had what?
Different time now.
Yeah.
We're dinosaurs. We're just dinosaurs, and you're young, dude. You're younger. I mean, shit. You're a young dude, man, and it's that you've seen it. Imagine what people that are 75, 80 have seen. Fuck. Yeah.
Dude, I was like I was part of the last generation to grow up without the internet. I mean, we got the internet, we got a computer, but I was about 10. So at least I have the first, several years of my life being a child, being a kid. There was no
how to
internet.
go outside and find a bug or something. How to be a normal dude. Yeah.
Dude, we used to get M80s and put them in anthills and shit and play with pretty, dude, jump off bridges and shit. We did all kinds of dumb shit as kids, right? Yeah. We had a little bit, just fucking around. And like, that's all. There was no internet. There was no social media. There was not even like AOL. There was nothing, Nothing. And that's all gone now.
Like, if you wanted to get at somebody, you had to actually go get at them. You know what I mean? You couldn't just put a symbol and talk shit. You had to go find the motherfucker and talk shit to him. You couldn't just do this weird shit. It's I feel sorry for the kids that don't know life. The kids that have grown up with the pad in their hand, their parents giving them that shit to pacify them so they don't have to be parents. Yeah, it's messed up, man. And again, if it doesn't break and give us a reset that's not the one that these crooks want us to do, a real human reset, we're in fucking trouble, dude. We're even if we don't have to fight robots, what's going to happen when you're 60, 70 years old and these kids right now that don't know how to sit still are taking care of you? You know what I mean? That's scary.
They're gonna be judges and shit, man. Judges and cops.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna be making policy. I mean, we need a hard reset, and not by someone else's hand. It needs to be by the men in this culture. And it's.
I think if we don't have a reset, by the men, and like you're saying, by the men in our culture and the real, authentic masculine stuff like that, I think the elites want, and this will be, people say it's a conspiracy theory. I don't really fucking care. I think they want some form of genocide or population reduction, whatever. I don't know the exact mechanisms that they'll use to do that. But fuck the zombie shot and all that bullshit. It could just be famine. You fuck up economies. You tank the currencies. You tank it. Yes. You starve, man. People listen. People automatically die when you don't feed them. I mean, it's the easiest way to kill a shit. That's what the Chinese did. How'd they kill 54 million people?
That's what the Russians did, bro. And that's what I made a couple of videos ago. I told people, look up Zeno Island. They call it Cannibal Island. That place was fucked up. They didn't even give them shelter. They dropped the people off in the Siberian bullshit and said, good luck. I think they gave them some flour, nothing to plant, none of that shit. They ran through all the wildlife, fished everything out of the water, and then they started eating each other. They didn't give them any food. And that's what Stalin's communism did. The same bullshit that these dummies are ushering in here, that's what it leads to. So you look at the supply chain problem, the boats that are out there, they're trying to federalize fucking everything. Because once all the stores close, then all you can do is go to Walmart and Amazon. All these giant corporations that are essential while everyone else suffered, those are all parts of this fucking thing. And once they control the food, we're fucked. Fuck the money, fuck everything. Food is a weapon. That is an easy weapon. And like I said, you starve people, they die. but people are dying from this Resident Evil shot that they're getting. You know what I mean? Like the motherfuckers are dying from that. They're killing people in so many different ways. That shit that they spray up in the air that looks like tic-tac-toe. That didn't happen when I was a kid. That's some new shit. That's probably not good for us. Everything that they're doing is to, I think they're trying to do away with people, man. The gender confusion, fucking up with, doing all this. Males their sperm count, like I think the teenagers have the sperm count of a 70-year-old man now. That's fucking crazy. That's empty balls, man. Yeah. That's from the environment. You know what I mean? So you got empty balls, you can't make kids. You take the shot, get sterilized, can't make kids. There is a culling going on for sure. It's undeniable. And they put up that Agenda 21. That was a World Forum thing. They were very fucking clear about it. We need to get the population down. We need to kill 3/4 of the population is basically what they said. George Guidestone, same shit. So you can look at that and go, yeah, it's just conspiracy. That's what you're supposed to think.
What's amazing to me is that people get skeptical of that shit, and yet genocide was very, I don't know if popular as that word is. It was pretty fucking common last century.
It was frequent. Yeah.
Yeah, it was frequent. Major genocide, man. Yeah.
It still goes on. We just don't hear about it because our news doesn't, we don't talk about shit unless it's to further pissing Americans off so they can go bomb them. So if we wanted to go bomb where the genocide was happening, fucking Americans would know about it. You'd know about it ad nauseum. They'd force it down your throat and up your ass and move it in the middle so you get angry and go send that shit over there and kill them. But if we don't need to extract diamonds or gold or whatever, if we don't need to take from them what they have, then fuck them, kill them. That's what's going on with the Uyghurs. You know what I mean? In China, no one's saying shit about that. And if you do a conspiracy theory, it's in China. It doesn't matter. Like, okay, what happens over there happens here.
Oh, the Uyghur, the Muslims, in China. Yeah, it's sick. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're fucking murdering them, putting them in concentration camps, forcing them to make Nikes and shit.
I think the real number from they call it democide. There was these dudes, these professors that they calculated all the genocide and politicide, all the different versions of genocide from the 20th century. And it was like 250 million people, not even counting combat deaths from war, right? Not even counting war shit. Just actual like extermination, starvation, torture kind of shit. It was 250 million people were killed last century by their own government. Like that just happened. That was my grandparents growing up, your grandparents growing up, your parents growing up. Like that just fucking happened a little while ago. Yeah. And people not think like, oh, you're just like, man, are you dumb as shit?
Here. I mean, it is. Maybe it's a willful ignorance or whatever. But again, it's the school system. I didn't know what I know now until I actually started researching myself. I've always been fascinated with Nazi Germany. Don't know why, but I get it now. I understand why that was always something that just pulling at me like, hey, dude, cool. But that's why, I've looked at that and I always question, well, now I look at that whole narrative that we were told, and I'm not a Hitler sympathizer. I don't sympathize with the dude or any of that, but I do know that whenever you win the war, you get to write the story. And whenever any of us, even if we're not trying to convince someone that we're not full of shit, if we're going to tell a story that it was me against that dude, I'm not going to tell you where I was fucked up. I'm going to be a superstar. Everything I tell you about this dude is going to be fucked up because I want you on my side.
Check this out.
Building an empire.
When I was in high school, we were learning about in history class. We were going through the world wars, right, over a semester, World War I, World War II. And I remember we went through all of it, right? And then at the end of it, I was like, well, I asked my teacher after we had, I don't know how many classes we were going through this part of the textbook, right? I'm like, I get why the Germans were these bad guys in World War II. Why were they the bad guys in World War I? And my teacher had no fucking answer. Nothing. I'm like, there's no explanation. You haven't given one, and in the book there ain't nothing.
There's nothing.
Why did this war happen, and why were the Germans the bad guys? Why was America even involved in World War I? Right, and then obviously, the America entering World War I, in my view, it tipped the scales for the victors of World War I, and then they got the Germans treated like shit. And then that set the conditions economically and culturally for Hitler's rise to power. It's like, who fucking caused this, bro? Who fucking caused this? Nobody wants to say it.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing. And then the whole story that we hear about what Hitler did, when you dig and you start really pulling that string, you realize that a lot of this shit was Stalin's bullshit imposed on Hitler. There was a lot of stuff that the dude that we sided with did in the history books. The people really got fucking killed, no doubt. But when you win, you get to attribute those deaths to whoever the fuck you want to.
Well,
Because they lost.
You know what I've heard? You know what I've heard? Who really won World War II wasn't the Allies; it was Russia. Basically, the Soviet Union basically won because they expanded so much land.
Hitler made a mistake going into Russia in the winter. He fucked up. Had he
it's like Napoleon.
He got stuck. He got stuck in the snow. Their tanks were too fucking heavy. They got bogged down. Yep. Had Blitzkrieg worked, it'd been totally different. And there's no telling what the world would have been, because like the people who run our world now, you have to, when you want to know who the real bad guys are, I think you have to look at who can we not criticize? Who can you not talk shit about? There's only one nation in this world, on this globe, that you better not talk shit about. And it's not us. The same people who run that country were facilitated the French War, World War I, World War II, all the conflict. They're the same string pullers. And if you say anything about them, you're an ist. You're a certain kind of ist. And when I learned about how those people, how they put an embargo on German goods, did a bunch of shit and pissed the Germans off, I'm sitting there going, fuck, dude, if you did that shit to me, I might get mad too, bro. I might retaliate too. And then you start to see all the lies we were told. You know, Hitler was a big racist. He hated black people. Jesse Owens himself said that the Nazis and Hitler treated him better than the president of the United States did when he went over there to the Olympics. He said that in his own book.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing that the Olympics were held in Berlin under Nazi Germany. Like, holy fucking shit. Talk about blind.
Dude, and see, but here's what you have to question. If they were so fucked up, why would we have gone to those Olympics?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I think the narrative is skewed. Had we teamed up with Germany, we'd have a different history. You know what I mean? If it had been the Germans we teamed up against Russia, it would have been a different fucking story. It might not, it wouldn't be the truth. It'd be a different story though. It'd be completely different. And so now what we've got is we've got the same faction pulling the strings, doing the same thing. Because the same way that America's fallen, they did the same thing to Germany, bro. Same thing to Germany. Germans were proud after World War II, after World War I think it was Berlin. It was one of their major cities. I think it was Berlin. I can't remember exactly what it was, but one of their major hubs, they brought pedos, homos, prostitution. It was weapons hot. They fucked their culture up the same way that they're fucking our culture up. Over a period of time, the people indulged, the strip clubs, all of that shit was the Germans had it, and they blamed these people. I mean, they got pissed off and they started cleaning that shit up. It's the same thing we're doing now. Everything's good. We got children, whatever the fuck that thing is, children. When the pedos like kids, they got a fucking acronym for it. Minor
attracted person.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not okay. Yeah. That's not okay, dude. And those are men need to not be okay with that. All that other shit, maybe so. But when you do that shit, you start going after kids, you start fucking with children, that's full stop. It's time to stop. It's time to stop.
I think this is also like just the downfall of civilizations. You see this crap happen. Even when Rome fell, you saw stuff like this.
Greece, Egypt, all the same.
The trans stuff. I mean, they didn't have surgery back then, obviously, but like the trans stuff, the feminism, like letting women into politics. There's a lot of dumb, consistent mistakes that empires make. These giant empires that get a lot of wealth and a lot of power, and they all do the same shit. And you know, there's different mechanisms for each one, but in the end, it all blows up, man.
But it's almost exactly the same though, because if you think about it, you have all the corruption, the bread and circuses, all this debauchery. Then they devalue the currency, which is where we're at now. And then when all of that shit, once you have that, then they bring the barbarians in which is what they're doing now on the border. We're fucked. We're so fucked in this paradigm of how this goes. We are in Nero's Rome. And maybe there's, like I said, maybe there's no getting it back. But I think if we fight back, if we stand up, that we can give ourselves, there's going to be a reset. We're not going back to what we used to be. That shit's gone, dude. It is fucking gone. But what we are going forward, I think we need to determine what that looks like.
Yeah.
We
Hey,
can't
you
let
froze up again.
like, basically, this is the fucking, we're in the, am I good?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah.
We're basically in the purge. If you look at what they're allowing, this is the fucking purge movies, dude.
Yeah.
They're trying to ruin this. Now it's already ruined.
That's why with Kyle Rittenhouse, they were saying that self-defense itself was on trial, which is correct.
Right.
I mean, they were trying to kill that off because they want the purge, right?
Yeah. Man, if that would have happened, I would have been afraid. I would have been really afraid if he would have gotten convicted for that, because there was nothing wrong with anything he did. I mean, I think the kid should probably join the military, because his fucking control and situational awareness in that. I've watched that video over and over again. And I'd like to know if he's trained before, because that kid, no one extra got shot. That's pretty fucking good, bro. To be in that high, that's a high stress situation. That's not training. Oh, with bullets flying. That's pedos and weirdos really trying to kill you. And to take, I mean, shit. I think he even cleared a malfunction. That's pretty fucking dope, man. Like, shit, join the Marines, bro. You're almost there. I'm glad to see him get off. It wasn't about race. I mean, to me, race doesn't mean shit, because I don't buy into any of those narratives. The cops are going to do this because you're black. I've been arrested a lot. And guess how many times I've been killed? You know what I'm saying? Never even been shot. I never even been roughed up by the cops. I got slammed one time because I tried to run. But when it's over, it's over. I'm not fighting back.
With the race thing, it's fucking so delusional, right? Because it's a white kid who shot 3 white people. Three white guys. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is not even relevant. Like, you're fucking delusional. Like 100% delusional.
The first one was sitting there saying nigger over and over again. When I was a kid, back when I used to be a young dummy, if I would have been in a situation like that and a white kid was sitting there going, fuck you, nigga, his ear would have started bleeding. You know what I mean? What are you saying that word for? You're supposed to be out. I mean, you don't get to say that. I think the word itself is dumb. The power is gone. But if you don't like people saying that, like most of those people that were out there wouldn't appreciate that in a normal situation and let that shit ride. No one has any moral. No one has anything that they actually stand on, bro.
No one has a backbone.
No one has a backbone. They just want to be a part of something. And that's
why
like, those people let that guy use that word and be he was and do that, instead of at least putting a leash on him and say, hey, man, watch your fucking mouth. I didn't hear one person check him. Like,
this reminds me of the Manosphere, going full circle back to our initial conversation. Basically, the Manosphere is a community of men. It's supposed to be a community of men. It pretty much is, right? There's not really any women in it. There's very, very few that have any engagement with it. And yet there's no culture of honor. There's no culture of checking each other, right? Now, men like me and you do that, but that is heavily frowned upon. I get a lot of heat. I have a lot of business relationships that get stressed when I do this, and I don't fucking care, because I do have a backbone, and I am going to stand up for what I believe in. I'm going to check these frauds and fakes and these fucking scammers, because it's healthy to do that, and our community needs that. But you know, in wider culture, that's even worse, right? You don't even have any of that. You don't. No one checks anyone anymore and shit. You know, it's fucking sick, man. It's pathetic.
It is. It really is, and it's sad to watch, but unfortunately, it is where we are, and we let it get here. You know, I mean, we let it get here. I've said it many times. I've been guilty of all of the things that are wrong, dude. All of the girls being whores, dogging chicks out, turning them bad. I did all that. I've been a part of it. So I'm part of the problem too. You know what I mean? I've partaken in the poisonous fruit. We all have, except for those who haven't. And most of us have. And it's like with this work here, what I'm trying to do, I'm kind of trying to make up for the shit that I've done. But more than that, I've got all these scars. I've got all of this experience, if you will. I've gone through so much shit and been able to see it with a clear head, not blaming anyone, not being a victim, just looking at it going, okay, I own all this. I didn't do this to myself, but I allowed it. So what What can I fix? That's helped me a lot in all the things that I've gone through. When I was younger, I didn't understand it. Now I know why the suffering happened. I know why all the things that I said, why me, God? Now I know why. Because someone else needs help. I went through the shit because I wasn't going to break, and I didn't. And now where we are, I'm looking and I'm seeing people like outright misleading motherfuckers for money. And where they're misleading them is going to cause me harm when I finish getting old if I get blessed like that. I don't want pussified men. I don't want a bunch of vaginal bitches in their feelings making policy for my life. And that's where we're headed. We've already got it.
Yep.
AOC, Cory Bush, all these fucking psychotic bitches.
Yep.
They need to go. They need to be gone, and men need to rise up. I mean,
we need to get women out of politics. I mean, that to me, like,
we really do, man. We need to get women out of politics, and really the affirmative action hires where we have to get this many women and this many black people. All that shit needs to go away. Affirmative action, putting people in places where they have no fucking merit is bullshit. It's wrong. If a woman wants to run a company, then start one. Start your own fucking company and quit asking men to build the infrastructure so you can be put in this position because you're a woman or whatever. Like, build your own shit. But they can't, because if they do, Anthony, the company will go to shit. That happened in California, in Silicon Valley last year. It was all woman company. That shit didn't last 3 months. Those hoes caved that multi.
Well, look at that chick on trial now, Elizabeth Holmes, Theranos, that company Theranos, right?
Oh, yes.
She was the CEO of Theranos. Mega fraud, competing with like Bernie Madoff. This is huge, right? Billions of dollars and shit she stole. Well, what do you think? I mean, that's going to happen most of the time, either fraud or it falls apart. Because these chicks are either bullshitters or they're just going to be incompetent. It's not what they're designed to do, like biologically and within nature. They're not leaders like that. Women are meant to lead children, not men, not businesses. This is stupid.
100%. And I think that, again, I'm not a Bible thumper, not a religious zealot, but there are certain things that work. And the divine order, call it what you want. I'll just say the universe over man, man over woman, woman over kids. Jesse, what's his name?
Jesse Lee Peterson.
Man, he's right on. And until we get that order back, and you don't have to be, I think people that are Bible thumpers are dumbasses anyway. I mean, it's a good book it's a good instruction manual, but it was never supposed to be compiled in a book like that. And once you understand all of the history of Constantine and all the Romans, dude, it's one of those Bruce Lee things. You got to take what's useful, and then, some of it might not be for you. I'm not turning my fucking other cheek to anyone who slaps me. I think that might have been some misunderstood shit, but when you look at the order works, because if man serves God, it doesn't matter if you understand what that means or not. If he has a purpose that's not man driven, if it's to respect the earth, to respect his life, to respect whatever godly stuff is, if that's a man's drive and to take care of his family, what else can a woman want? What else could she possibly want? You want a dude that goes and works his ass off and chases the money, chases the worldly shit? If the man's connected to that, he's probably going to be pretty dialed. He's going to be based. And then if he is proper head over the woman, she's going to be fucking based. And then if she's proper head over the kids won't be cunts. Very simple. But when you break that order anywhere in the chain, that it's a trickle down for real.
Well, we've broken it at every part of the chain.
Every single one of them. There's no chain. There's just a bunch of links on the floor now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's not even. It seems like there's not a way to put them back together. But that's where men come in. We need to pick up the links and go, okay, we need to do some cutting and some welding here. It's gonna be some work. It ain't gonna be fucking easy. This genie is huge, and trying to put it back in the bottle is gonna take a massive, massive effort. But the biggest hurdle that we're gonna see is, in order for men to truly get their shit together, they're gonna have to learn discipline. They're gonna have to learn to say no to themselves. They're gonna have to learn how to tamper and temper their lust and their desires. That's hard. It's hard. I think that's why it was so important to kill God. They had to kill God. Because if you can kill God, then you can make everything okay. Do what you want to. If it feels good, now you got preachers telling you that. So when you kill that order,
you got woman preachers, man. You got female preachers, man. Not crazy. I was with Jesse Lee. Listen. Jesse Lee Peterson came to Orlando, not for my event, but for like a Republican event back in like May or some shit earlier this year. And it was like a called Black Robe Regiment Republican event. It was basically like a religious but Republican event thing, right?
Right.
And Jesse was one of the speakers. He's one of the pastors. There's a couple pastors, a couple men like him. They were not bad, not good, And then there was a female preacher.
Oh wow!
And Jesse had to sit. He didn't have to, but he sat in the room, and me and my buddies were just watching Jesse like it. You could tell he's just like, this is so fucked. Like this is so a black woman too. So she was real loud and shit. Like,
hey, can you hold on just a second, man?
Hold on for it. Yeah. Guys, when he gets back, we're actually going to wrap up soon. We'll be going for almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I appreciate everybody that's tuning in today. When he gets back, we'll kind of wrap up. But it's been a fun show. So I'm really kind of freewheeling the different topics and issues and history and feminism and the frauds, obviously. I'm really excited about the new movie. We'll do a quick shout out again. Make sure you pick it up on Amazon, your local stores. Frauds in the Hood. Really excited for this one. I heard it's amazing. It's going to win an Oscar probably. So I really picked this up. It's stars 3 megastars here. These guys, the Sharp Mama on the left here, Sharp Father, Almaru Fraudle, and Simp CEO. Really good movie. Excellent acting, everything.
All right. Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem. I was just showing them the movie again that it's coming out soon, man. I'm really excited. I heard it's going to be a winner, But hey, man, Yep. Hey, man, we've been going for almost 3 hours, so we're going to kind of wind down here. I really appreciate your time today, man. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of guys were hitting me up and commenting. They were excited for the show because they love. They see you on our channel when I put your stuff out, but they don't know who you are sometimes, and they wanted to learn more about you. It's been good. Everyone, make sure you go to his channel, The War Room. There's a link in the description, and it's just youtube.com/The War Room. We'll pull it up too. So check out his channel, subscribe. I really appreciate your time again today, man. It's been really good stuff.
I appreciate you having me on, Anthony. Again, I appreciate everything that you do, and I'm glad I'm on your side, dude. You're doing a lot of good shit. And if I was going to be on any side in this is where I want to be. So it's an honor.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's we're in the trenches, man. Fighting the good fight. Fuck yeah.
Let's get it.
All right, everyone else, thanks for tuning in today. I will see you probably next Saturday, another episode 154 of the Red Man Group. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button, leave a comment, all that algorithm stuff. I appreciate it. Helps the video, helps the War Room, all that stuff. Thank you. Peace out.